Folks, welcome to A Tale of 12 Gems, an original D&D campaign. My name is Joe. I am the DM this evening and many other evenings. And joining me are my friends Matt, Vincent, Tina, Alana, Kara, and Hannah. The expression that you were making, Kara, really threw me off for a second.
Oh,
it was a very intense
That's just
expression.
her face. What you mean, Joe?
All right. Well, after I fail that social check, we're going to run D&D tonight. But before we do, a couple of quick announcements. We play in D&D here on this channel. We also play a couple of other games, including this Sunday, the conclusion of Iron and Thorns, the third installment of this horror anthology that is run by Kara. It is an original series of stories told using the Cypher System rule set and the Old Gods of Appalachia setting. Thank you. Just brought into Massachusetts, a little bit into the past. And you can join us on Sunday at 11 a.m. There we go.
Dear God, not p.m., please.
11 a.m. on
6
Sunday.
6 p.m. was late enough, apparently.
I was pretty sleepy.
But also, so tired.
Yeah, we got a little silly on that one. And you can see that it is now over on YouTube.
It's a horror campaign.
It is.
I swear.
You're sure about that?
I don't know. Joey
Don't
Tuto
get on
is
the
really
wrong
good. Joey Tuto's got me pretty good.
I've never been prouder.
You can see that over on YouTube at Alberon RPG, including all the other sessions. You can also go and see every session that we played of the original 2 D&D campaigns. You can go and see an entire Starfinder campaign. There are various one-shots and anthologies all over at Alberon RPG on YouTube. We also have a Instagram and a Threads, and you can see the different things on our table, like this little encounter map. you can see in even greater detail at Alberon RPG on Instagram if people take pictures. We, on Thursdays, very soon, we will be starting kind of preparations next week. You will not be seeing it, but we will be starting a Cyberpunk Starfinder campaign using Starfinder 2nd Edition. Liz, Olive, and Dan are going to be rejoining us. We have some new players who we will be playing with for the very first time in a non-streamed game over on Thursday. It is going to be a Cyberpunk bar fight, and so that will be very fun to play. And then the following Thursday, which is, I believe, the 9th, we are going to be doing a session 0 right here on stream. And so building some characters that run together in this cyberpunk sort of gray, I would say pretty squarely in the criminal faction, actually, trying to rise to power in the dystopian city of Seath. And so that is going to be our Thursday campaign going forward. That's at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday. We also have a website, alberonrpg.com, where you can see a whole bunch of information relating to this campaign. You can go and see what these 12 gems are, perhaps, although only one with any information filled out so far. There is the entire skeleton of the 12 gems currently live on the website. There is also information relating to the various games that we play, the anthologies, all over at alberonrpg.com. And everything here, all the miniatures, all of the handouts, all that stuff, self-funded. We appreciate, we don't have any sponsors, so we really appreciate the support from people like Talon, from anybody who subscribes to the Patreon.
Viewers like you.
For viewers like you, yeah, it's the old PBS.
We are in the land of people.
We are. So I appreciate all of the support. Really, we went to, if you, like Talon can tell you, we began with like hand-drawn maps on easel paper and unpainted minis when we had minis at all. And now we have this entire three-dimensional, multi-layered thing. We have flight stands. We have all kinds of stuff. And it's in large part to viewers like you. So thank you for that. And then that is all the announcements that I have for this week. We do have Sirenscape and Monument Music to thank for the sound that you do hear. But otherwise, it is time for A Tale of 12 Gems. And to Kara with the recap.
Misfits. When last we met, we were not an hour and a half into our extraordinary, wonderful, and lofty journey of making it outside our hometown, before we came across one of the objects of our quest, a merchant with a flipped-over cart in need of our aid. And what aid did we give? That of blindly charging in and hoping to help. But lo, a snake. Not just any snake, a giant one. And one that saw us quickly thrust into combat. Tonki immediately went to go and stand between said snake and our hapless merchant, finding out that she was not the only one who hugs. And indeed also discovered that some snakes extra hurt when they bite, as Tonki became poisoned. The rest of us aided in various ways that saw our resources slightly decrease, and indeed, we are not going to think about the implications of that until a little bit later in this recap. The merchant Quill mentioned that he had been attacked by a dragon first, as indeed, snakes don't really take bites out of their prey. They swallow them whole. And these donkeys had some bites taken out. A dragon certainly did fit that description, but we hadn't seen a dragon around these parts in now 300 years. Thule, however, had heard of a creature known as a Manticore, who matched the physical description that Quill the merchant gave, and does take bites out of its prey, and do have a potential to be seen in the area.
And they're venomous.
We escort Quill the merchant back to Mistridge, and convince him to buy a donkey that Eelgrass was selling. Probably for the best, and he continues on his merchant ways instead of just becoming a pirate, because he did indeed think that maybe piracy would be safer.
He's probably right.
Zelias convinced us to go after the Manticore, as indeed it would cause further issues for the town, not just the town itself, but receiving goods and services that travel to the town therein. And so, with a little bit more in supply, we take Thule's shortcut through the woods towards the old ancient Giant's Bridge. We learn a few things about ourselves and our capabilities along our walk, including that none of us are really good at spotting things, except for maybe Ralph and Tonki, as indeed, among the cliffs, as we reach the edge of the wood, they saw many gnolls readying an ambush. For what, we did not really speculate. We assumed it was just for any traveler on the path, and indeed, by not so stealthily attempting to stealth by them, we saw ourselves enter quite a dangerous combat, as it was not just 3, nor 4, nor 8, but I think there were like 12 gnolls on that map at one point.
There was 9 gnolls.
There we go. It felt like 12. There's so many gnolls.
Quite the blockade.
Tonki became bonky and roasted a gnoll over a fire. Emmy shed light on the problems that lay ahead with guiding bolts, including knocking somebody off a mountaintop, almost. But quite. Julie caused mischief by bringing back a spell that the players here are very familiar with, and thankfully no one of our players smelled apple pie this round. And Grimgob dealt flaming trauma and brought everyone down a bit with some gravity spells.
Big time.
Down to his level.
Ralph smashed with the hammer of justice, and Nora was just kind of there and remembered how to make things happen, kind of, as she learned the true nature of her portent rolls. They have to be called before you roll. I'll get better.
That's portentous.
Ah! And indeed, perhaps Nora will see a little bit more use in her spells, as indeed, when one takes mostly utility spells, they're not really utilized in combat. But a sneaky little rope could be used to provide an avenue of escape, as indeed, bleeding and resource thin, we look up into the dying sunlight and see the outline of a manticore, not far away, flying towards what was going to be an ambush of gnolls. That plan ruined, we face a choice. A decidedly dangerous and quite potentially deadly encounter with a manticore while we bleed out. Or scrambling up a length of rope and trying to hide out for an hour. We'll see which one we choose. We've talked about it for weeks.
Well,
Weeks. Happened 7 days ago, but weeks.
One whole
Seriously
week.
though, the
It did.
Misfits chat,
It was a lot.
very active.
This is where we begin our session.
Misfits.
Meow.
The sun is setting in the west, and as it paints the sky a dazzling array of hues, most of this is lost to you as you see the shadow across your view And diving down, swooping from west to south, and then down from the shadow of the sun is this Manticore. And it is still, at present, about 140 feet away. But because it is coming fast, Misfits, why don't you roll for initiative?
Oh no. Can I just mechanically?
I was so good last week.
Did we end last week like right at the end of initiative? What I mean is that I have 1 minute of being big, and I'm not all the way sure how much of that is gone.
I should have used my partner. roll.
I imagine the time would have passed while you guys did
That would have
the
been
investigation of these creatures and
yeah.
trying to figure out.
Right. Okay.
So yeah,
I
unfortunately,
couldn't remember whether we were
small talk.
we hit.
Oh, I'm spunky.
So anybody natural 20?
Swapsies?
Okay.
Hopefully not the man.
Anybody 25 to 20?
20.
Swapsies?
Can you do swapsies?
No.
What is your dexterity score?
We're gonna die.
Flat dex? One sec. I'm not very good at dex anymore.
I'm just gonna.
12.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put this here.
Anybody 20 to 15?
19.
Okay. 19 for Emmy, and then
Going well, friends.
Oh, no, it's bad.
It's gonna be great.
15 to 10?
12.
12 is Tonki. 10 twins?
Oh no.
Ooh.
5.
Grem?
5.
Who has the higher dex?
I do.
Yeah, I have a -1.
I don't even know what yours is. I just said that with without confidence.
I have a -1 to initiative.
So the way that this works out,
I was the escape plan.
the Manticore is starting us off,
Yeah.
followed by Thule, then Emmy, then Tonki, then Grim, then Ralph, then Nora. As a reminder to all of the players, you can hold an action, and that is maybe something to consider in the mechanics of this game. Let me go ahead and change the music for just a moment here. As we go into combat for the first real time in this campaign.
Moment of
Wait, what?
clarification,
This is the
Joe.
first time that there's a good chance that somebody dies.
Oh, I see.
No.
Are we ruling that Ralph did not go down last time, or did she still?
I believe we figured out that Ralph would not have gone down last time.
Okay.
That's how we talked.
I thought that was the case, but I wanted to verify because that changes my amount of resources.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. So, the way that this works out, the Manticore will be starting us off, followed very promptly by Thule, then Emmy, then Tonki, then Grim, then Rolf, and then Nora, all the way at the very bottom. That Porton not really helping out yet. But this brings us to this Manticore. So high in the sky, you can hear this horrifying and through it there's this echo of almost like a trumpet that backs this sound. And this creature swoops in one fell movement, just 50 feet, and then streaming its wings is going to dart and dash a full 100 feet.
No! Yep.
Is he hypotenusing?
He is hypotenusing.
Fuck that hypotenuse. That's what
When
it
you
does.
use the
maybe have a
hypotenuse,
thing.
I will also use the hypotenuse.
I still hate hypotenusing.
It's science.
I hate science. No, I don't. I love science.
This isn't that kind of stream.
Fake news. No.
And so, importantly, this creature about 40 feet off the ground. So I think it's 50 on the base, 40 off the ground.
So not within 30. Or
Not within 30, unfortunately. So this Manticore leaps, flying down the wings, back behind it, the tail, like an exclamation point. It is barreling down towards all of you. But that is all that it can do on its turn. That brings us to Thule.
It won't work if it says human.
I don't think.
Matt, just in case people didn't hear that, Matt mumbled to himself, "Oh, is that a humanoid?" It is like a lion with wings.
It has a human face.
It's got a. That's what I
Face is
said. It's got a
very
human face.
looking. As it
Yeah.
I mean, it's still pretty far away. But Thule, what you doing?
How far away is it now exactly?
From you,
Yeah.
Thule, what you doing?
Well, I need to see. Is that 60?
Out of
feet?
60 range, I'd probably just say.
Just out.
Just
You can
out.
move.
Just out of
Like
range.
65
You
feet.
can move.
All right.
Crazy.
I'm gonna. If I go a little bit closer this way, does that get me
Yeah.
It should.
It
should.
leads to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna go up to there. That's I think 10 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am going to cast Enthrall on this creature.
Really
What kind of
going
saving
for it.
throw?
It is a wisdom
Wisdom
save.
Okay. Enthrall is a wisdom save.
If it can't be charmed, it automatically succeeds.
Yes.
Give me 1 second, just reading this spell.
And then I'm gonna go try to
What kind of save? It's wisdom?
No.
Wisdom, yeah.
Wisdom save.
That is a 9.
Okay, it is enthralled. So now, the target has disadvantage on perception checks made to perceive any creature other than me until the spell ends, or until the target can no longer hear me.
Okay. So,
So I'm just gonna be like, oh!
That's not a spell.
With the little
But-
ribbon.
as Thule goes up and this little ribbon through the air, and Thule
Same
just
one.
yells out, there is this kind of magic that does emanate out, and you can see this tiny little spread goes out, and just barely at the very edge of the range of this spell, it right over his face, and you can see the eyes narrow, this creature fascinated with Ori. Looking off and into the distance.
I
Snack.
feel like there's somebody
got
out
really
there
good
who's a
eyesight.
snack for vampires and
Looking
men.
down at Thule. Thule, you have this creature's attention. It is
Five.
enthralled with you. Anything else?
Yeah, then I'm gonna be like, I think I have its attention. And I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I can get kind of like right here. I'm gonna try to wedge myself into this crevasse of rock, which is mechanically useless, but you know,
Sure.
I'm trying to.
You run,
Give
kind of
myself
rushing,
some
and not
cover.
mechanically useless. It does make it hard for a creature to fully kind of pen you in. But absolutely, you run, and your voice begins to echo between the stones.
And then bonus action, be like, please do something to Emmy, Bardic Inspiration.
There you go. It's a very faltering
When you have
inspiration that you
Bardic,
get.
when you have Bardics, you're healing. You can use it for healing as well.
Ooh, I like that. All right, that brings us to Emmy. And then Tonki, you're on deck.
How hurt does Ralph look?
I'm coughing up blood levels of hurt.
Okay.
Streaming.
You are closer to me than Tonki is, unfortunately, so you're getting this anyway.
She's more hurt than Tonki anyway, so this is a good call.
You're getting... Ooh, double. 12 points of health back.
What feature is this?
My Healing Hands ability.
Healing Hands ability. So Emmy is able to come up and just holding a hand just a few inches away from you. You are hurting, Rolf, and you feel this warmth beyond just magic, beyond just fire. There is something that is illuminating about this, and it feels good. This brings order back to your bodily function.
Take a 5, and then 2, 3, 4. We're just gonna back up a little bit. And still be kind of closer to Thule, because I feel like he's about to die too.
As Thule shouts and runs off.
Essentially using the umbrella like how Sam and Frodo hide under the cloak. Perfect. Just like in the rock with the umbrella under.
And you would imagine probably less effective even than that, but no problem.
Yeah.
You have your brightly colored umbrella. That is your turn, Emmy, as you provide a little bit of healing to Rolf. That brings us to Tonki. Grim, you're on deck.
So, about how far away is he from me?
Tonki, he is probably about, I would say maybe 50 feet at a hypotenuse, maybe.
Okay. Less than 60?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Tonki is gonna pull out one of her hand axes and huck it at him, hoping to hit him so that she can fire rune him to pieces.
Phenomenal.
Oh.
I'm asking.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. So I don't roll anything.
Yes, because, again, Nora saw past this day, and we're gonna give it a 20.
Actually, oh, sorry, never mind. Yeah, okay. It's a 20. I crit.
So you take this axe. You go to throw it, and in this moment, for you, Nora, from where you stand, just a little bit behind, you see Tonki split. And you can see on one side this Tonki, much more primitive looking in a lot of ways, wearing clothing that is unfamiliar to you. You can see, unlike Tonki presently, covered in tattoos, all sorts. The shapes kind of blurred in this moment. And off to the right, a third Tonki that you can see clad in this almost steel armor. It gleams with unfamiliar runes. And in this moment, you just reach, almost unconsciously choosing one of these realities that are all so very different. And you choose the one that stands right in front of you. Tonki, you throw this axe true, and it strikes directly in this creature's face.
Nice. All right. So since it's a crit, that's double damage dice plus the modifier, right?
Yep.
Okay. So that's gonna be 14 points of slashing.
Very nice.
And on that hit, I'm gonna activate my fire rune, and that's gonna be 2d6. Sorry. Select.
And is that part of the same attack?
It is on the hit. Yeah. So
So
it's
then
part of
these
it.
dice are doubled as well.
All them dice, doubled him.
Thank
You know your
That's-
giant damage too? That also gets...
I'm not big anymore. And I can't activate it again because I'm out of uses. But that's okay because I got a 6 and a 5 on the dice, almost max damage. So, 22 points of fire damage.
Which is just as much as you'd expect. In fact, for you, Tonki, as you crit, that is a whole lot more than you expect as the axe strikes this creature who, but then this roar is swallowed up as fire explodes around their face, igniting, swallowing the oxygen that would normally be used for this roar. You see the fire just into their throat, immediately sputtering out, but that's a good amount of damage. Tonki, they're looking hurt.
And they need to make a strength save. DC 12.
That is going to be a 18.
Damn. It is not restrained.
But you hook this axe and just cleave it deep into their face. It is still lodged into the skull of this creature.
Good damage, though. I'm not sorry about that.
You can see this creature, that hurts it badly.
Okay. And then, all right, so that's my attack, and then I'm gonna run behind the rock.
So just like your party members before you, you throw something at the Manticore, though a little bit more physical this time, and then run behind the stones. No problem. You leave Nora now. Nora, after this heroic act from Tonki just books it right away from you, leaving you exposed.
No. As she runs by her, she goes, "Nora, come on."
Okay. That is your turn.
That's my turn.
That is your turn, Tonki. You
Nora
hook this
regrets
axe
Billy
directly
Travis.
in this creature's face. That brings us to Grim.
Nora regrets being between Grim and a target.
He's gonna point to one of the, what was it? Flails that the Knowles was fighting us with.
Sure.
That is currently no longer being worn. He's gonna point at it and just go, go! And then cast catapult, and the flail is just gonna fly at the Manticore.
Fantastic.
Deck saving throw. Said the somatics, so I had to say something.
That is
Oh
a
wait, no,
dex.
that's not verbal. Yes.
14.
Oh man, that meets it.
Bodily.
I showed a flail how to fly, and it has flown off into the sunset.
You throw this flail. I would say, Grim, it is close. It is so close. This almost strikes this creature. It kind of grazes off the bottom of its belly, but as it roars from the strike to its face, it doesn't even seem to feel that in comparison to the pain that it has from Tonki's axe.
That's a warning shot! I walk in here and I tell the guys, that was a bluff, I'm out of spells!
No problem. That is your turn. Bluff is a free action, not as effective as a normal bluff. But that brings us to... Oh,
bonus action hide. I could do that.
make a stealth check. Make a stealth check.
Nullfell blasting up again!
I can't do it well, but I can do that. 8.
Reflexively, your goblin ears kind of over your eyes. And that's you hiding. That brings us to Rolf. Nora is on deck.
Okay, so I think Ralph will kind of look around, assess the situation, see that Taki has kind of bloodied it. and also see everyone running into the corner, and then be like,
This is my corner. Go away.
I think what she'll do is step 15 to here. Look at the Manticore, and decide that we're in a pickle. So it is probably better to.
You don't say.
to
I'm imagining a
Tonki's.
super tense sequence where it's like this Manticore swooping in and then cuts to Ralph like looking and like pulling out the sword and then looking and then it's like a 10-second sequence and then it's your internal monologue. We're in a pickle.
Yeah, that seems about right.
You may be wondering how I got here.
Yeah, I think she'll take a page out of Tonki's book and just be like, all right, let's see how this goes. I'm going to try to cast Guiding Bolt
Okay.
and strike it. It is a attack. That is going to be a 22 to hit.
That is it.
Nice.
All right.
So far, no return of Minka the Malicious.
Don't tempt fate, please.
That was a pretty mid roll, but that is a grand total of 10 radiant damage.
You strike this creature already badly hurt, and as this guiding bolt hits it, the entire creature begins to glow brightly. It deals the full amount of damage that you would expect, and the next attack is at advantage.
And then Ralph will kind of look at everybody and just be look and be like, keep it together!
You shout that, you pull your shield up. That is your turn, Ralph.
Yeah.
That brings us to you. At the very end of the initiative order, Nora, you stand the front line of defense against this Manticore, swooping down, a hand axe lodged into its head, blood dripping down, glowing bright, casting shadows as the shadows kind of creeping in from the sunset. What would you like to do?
Front door or window? Ralph, front door or window?
Door!
And
Listen to Dad.
and Nora is going to do-si-do behind Ralph.
Very good.
And from over her shoulder, question. Nah.
What you doing, Nora?
We're going to attempt something.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to
Go.
try it. And, because you know what? We ball.
Okay.
We are in ball mode.
We are in ball mode.
Yeah.
It's usually a full action.
I need some D8s, please.
I have so many
There you go.
D8s to offer you.
This one's a D8.
Here are some D8s.
Do you need more
Oh, I
No.
see. I see.
I've only got second level spells.
Wait, how come everybody but me knows what Kara's about to do?
I don't know what's happening.
Okay,
She's about to.
very good,
I think
All right,
I know.
I got enough
okay.
D8s. Please be good.
This is wild.
I have no idea what's happening.
Okay.
What first level spell requires this many dice?
A second level sleep.
I don't. Oh, okay. Is it that? I don't know
28.
that spell very well because I never take it.
You fire this spell out, and nothing happens.
God damn it!
It was such a good idea.
Ooh.
Really good idea. Really good idea.
And I think right about then, there's a little chirp from like under like one of Nora's sleeves as Puff kind of like pops out. And Puff is going to give Ralph the help action.
Okay. Your tiny familiar pops off and will be giving the help action. You throw this It was such a good idea.
Hey,
you throw this spell. This creature
something-
looks hurt. You've seen this be so effective against gnolls. It's just not quite enough.
Anyway, that's Nora.
Great. Such a good idea, though. Awesome idea, Nora.
we
That is
ball.
your turn. That brings us to the top of the round, into the Manticore. So,
Current hit points are
can still hear Thule, presumably.
Yeah, I'm like,
Thule attempting to whistle, but also being very scared.
Luckily, it is not especially worried about finding any creatures. And he's going to go 10, 20, 30.
down to the
And
carcasses.
he's going to... Actually, you know what? Why do that? They see Tonki. They see Tonki is big. They're going to
not
cruising altitude.
Tonki's not big.
No,
Tonki's-
but Tonki's like...
regular
Tonki's
size.
big.
Tonki is as
Technically,
big
it
as
has
they normally
disadvantage
At
on
medium size, she's 7
perception
feet tall.
checks to
True.
see anything other than Thule.
is. That is true, but they're not trying to see anything other than Thule because they know where you all are, or at least where those are. They know where people in front of them are, and most importantly, with Nora having thrown this sleep spell last, likely this tail whips up, and then you can see the tail itself made out of almost a bouquet of chitinous blades, jagged and serrated, and this tail flicks. And 3 of those blades detach. I'm going to say 1 is going to hit Ralph and 2 are going to hit Nora. Ralph. Does a 17 hit?
No, bounces
Okay.
off my sheet.
You parry that, no problem. What a filthy casual. And then for you, Nora, does a
I'm gonna shield.
Does a 21 hit?
God damn it!
And then the next one is a 22. So
I should not have shielded.
16
You don't
and
have
17
to
is tough.
declare shield until you hear the AC.
Also true.
Oh,
So
So
don't
you
need
still
to
have the
shield.
spell slot.
You don't need to
You can actually still cast it if you want.
I don't.
But you
want
didn't have to.
But can I have my spell slot back?
Yes.
Yay!
You would know.
I'm gonna die. So.
These 2 barbs, one of them actually, Ralph just ricochets straight away and it just goes straight over Ralph and just into your shoulder. The other one just digs into your thigh, and from the one that Ralph deflects, you do only take 5 points of damage. But from the one that Ralph, this is very accurate, doesn't deflect, the direct hit deals 11 points of piercing damage.
Is there a third one?
Only 2 hit.
Just
Okay.
It was just flavor.
It was for flavor.
yeah.
I'm gonna need a dex saving throw.
Okay.
Do it.
That is an 8.
I'm gonna roll my dice now.
You cast Hellish Rebuke. Also, just as a reminder, it's helpful to just say what you're doing.
Yep,
I
know.
3d10.
In fairness,
Yes.
it's the second spell she's cast where you knew exactly what she was doing.
I always know, but for other people,
viewers.
for you
I would've
guys,
said
each
it
other,
eventually.
Or
yeah,
viewers
yeah.
like you.
I would have said it eventually.
I know.
And, you know.
It's general guidance, general reminder.
Hey, Joe.
General guidance is indeed a cantrip. I
General
apologize.
Hey, Joe. What kind of weapons would I know using? Like, were they using only longbows? Did any of them have short bows?
Longbows.
Damn.
23.
23 is a hit.
Oh no,
No.
That's a dex save.
Oh, dex save.
and you
which it
failed.
Right. 23 points of fire damage.
Wow.
That is
Yeah.
a tremendous amount of fire damage.
Juicy spell.
That was good.
It up, and you can see this creature's face almost like split from Tonki's axe.
can
The
use it
sleep
one
did
day.
not affect, but after that hellish rebuke, you imagine your sleep would have sunken in.
Damn!
This creature on fire, the mane, just casting embers behind it
It's an order of
as it
operations
swoops down. This creature badly hurt, but it is still up. Anything else, Nora?
No, that was a reaction.
Wait, that was.
Oh, that was a
that's-
reaction.
Yeah,
Correct.
so
That was
now
its
the
turn.
Manticore gets to finish its turn.
All 3, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm waiting for if it's turn when it's turn. So.
Gotcha. All 3 of its attacks. That is all of its movement. It does not have a bonus action. That is the end of its turn.
Okay,
Now is it within 30 feet of me?
No, where are you?
It's back there. Probably not.
Probably
Stayed
not.
40
I
feet up.
am checking.
okay.
So
Still 40 feet.
Yeah.
Damn.
it almost closed in, but then it saw you, and with the axe was kind of like, no, that's probably not
And
what
I
I want to
remembered
do.
that stone
I can
rune
shoot
is
from far
30
away.
feet.
Question: why is Tonki not big anymore? Did this happen right after the last combat?
There's more than a minute that passed because you guys also did investigation checks and things like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We did stuff. Yeah, see, I was misremembering as well.
Okay.
Since none of those were direct attacks, it's still glowing, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
I
So
don't
it's
think
still...
anybody has made a direct attack
So you-
against it since the axe throw.
Yeah, so you'd have
Spell,
advantage
spell.
on this attack, Hannah, if you choose to attack it at distance.
Which means even if you attack at disadvantage, it's flat.
Yeah.
For this 30 feet situation.
It has guiding bolt still.
Right. This is just within 30 feet, if I can see it.
Oh,
within
gotcha,
30
gotcha,
feet.
gotcha.
Thank you, though.
Anything else, Tonki?
No, it was this was reaction. Of
Gotcha,
Manticore.
gotcha. Okay. Thule,
My turn.
what would you like to do?
Okay.
Emma, you're on deck.
It's within 60 feet of me now, right?
Correct.
Because it has once again
Certainly.
gained
From
on
where
me.
you are, I don't think that you can see it,
I'm
but
hiding.
you certainly know where around where it is.
I guess I will. I don't have much that I can do. I can't see it, you said?
You can't see it, but I would say in the twilight that's now fallen, with this creature glowing from both guiding bolt and being on literal fire, you can see this like crackling light and everything. You can see the shadows cast on the side of the stones. You have a rough idea as to where it is.
Alright, I'm gonna... you don't have anything left either. You're all... You said you...
As my
bluffing.
guys said,
Damn,
I was
you're
bluffing.
bluffing.
I was bluffing.
What you doing, Thule?
Alright, I'm gonna, use Starry Wisp.
Make your attack roll.
Every little bit.
It has a damage.
It's at advantage.
Ooh,
It's glowing. As long as you're in
hit
range.
it with a fucking... 60 feet.
Yeah.
Hit it with a little fucking... Boom, natural 20. Damn. 18.
18 is a hit.
Alright, that's gonna be... 1 star damage.
A new damage type. With 1 point of star damage, this creature doesn't even register the blow. It is on fire.
And then I'm gonna say... Tonki, I think you need to hit it again! Bardic.
That's me specialty.
That is your turn, Thule. You hit this creature, and because you use the advantage to deal 1 point of damage, you almost sort of benefit it. But no problem. That is your turn. No longer is it glowing. That brings us to Emma.
Just fucking...
At a quick glance, how bloody is everybody?
Tonki looks the same as she did at the end of the last fight, which is quite bloody.
I would go with these guys over Nora, but
Remember, you can hide.
None of them
and
look
it will
great.
be hard to be found.
The trio is... There's a lot of blood.
there's
on our
so much
clothing.
blood we don't know whose is whose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tonki's blood is bigger, so you could tell.
There's like a whole red blood cell just sitting.
The mitochondria is the size of Tonki.
It is the powerhouse.
I'll use the healer's kit on Tonki.
Okay. So you pull open this kit
Tonki's
and
red
moving
blood cells look like
incredibly
cough
quickly
drops.
with experience both in the field and kind of in this training sphere amongst the children of the Ember, you were able to render very quick aid to Tonki.
Be the mitochondria.
11.
Very nice.
That's
Tuli shouts some
baby.
word of encouragement. Emmy comes up, kind of rubs your shoulder. This is like the minute in between rounds of a boxing match.
Got it.
And you feel a lot better. This is one of the better pep talks that you've received. So you put Tonki back on the battlefield with a little bit more health. Anything else, Emmy?
That's what I got.
Alrighty. That brings us to the aforementioned Tonki.
all right. Well,
Bonk it.
that feels great. Yeah. So Tonki's gonna, now that she's been restored quite a bit, she's gonna step out in front. 1, 2, 3. And gonna go ahead and huck her other hand axe.
Absolutely. Huck that other hand axe.
I forget. Can you use Bardic after you?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, okay.
I believe it's after you roll, but before you know the result.
Whether or not you hit. Got it. So it's a dirty 20.
Okay. That is a hit.
Yeah. Cool.
Can be used for healing as well, right?
It can be added for healing spells.
Cool. 8 damage.
8 damage. Donkey, you throw this axe. It goes flying through the air and it digs into this creature's chest. You can hear a crack, even from this distance, almost certainly splitting the sternum. This creature lets out this half roar. Blood just falls through, extinguishing some of the flame on its mane, but it is still alive. This creature is in horrific shape, but still up. Anything else, Tonk?
I got nothing else, so Tonki's just gonna stand her ground.
You stand your ground, Tonki. You are strong, and with the inspiration of your allies behind you, you are not afraid of this creature. And that brings us to Grim.
Alright. This is not gonna work. But there's some gnolls that died around here.
Don't ruin it for
So
yourself.
as part of my move action, I'm gonna pick up one of the longbows and some arrows. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright,
I would say-
I'm gonna move.
I would say picking it up is probably a bonus action at the very least.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
tiny and it's a gnoll.
So I
size,
can't
so-
bonus action hide is what
You
you're saying now.
cannot. This is a
right.
big moment for
Fucking-
you.
Well, I tried to hide earlier.
Dollar store rogue over here.
And did that hide work?
You feel 8 hidden.
Okay, but it's enthralled, so it has disadvantage to perceiving me.
That is
because
true.
he's enthralled.
Everything that you're saying is mechanically true, yes.
Okay, very good. If I attack, do I get advantage from being hidden?
No.
It was.
Anyways, I pick up this bow. It's a long bow.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Fucking
this thing's
pro
fucking bigger than I am, and I'm gonna shoot at it.
So,
with it.
Grim, you
and I had
stand-
disadvantage
You
because it's a
stand on
heavy
the
weapon. And I'm
bowstring,
small.
not even the bow itself. You're too small for that. You have to stand on the string proper. And you make this longbow into a medium bow, basically using it almost like a standing base, and you pull this arrow back. No fucking problem. Make your attack roll.
All right.
I'm
and
rooting for you.
unfortunately, this is at disadvantage
Yes.
because it is a heavy weapon, and I am not a heavy guy.
Yeah, this is as disadvantageous as it could be.
You can become a heavy guy
Okay.
with magic.
Damn.
I'm also
with
not
that
proficient.
Damn, that's like extra bad.
9.
You rolled appropriate for your station in life. That is a miss, but it
One
is
good roll,
close.
one
It is much closer than you expect. As you stand and you try to do this, this is a shot in the dark that you are sure cannot work. And you see for just a moment when you let go, the arrow off and in the same direction as this creature. It does miss, but it's way closer than you thought.
And my turn.
So, that is your turn, Grim. That brings us to Rolf.
Okay.
Rolf,
The
you
help
stand
action.
Yes.
injured. This cat stands next to you, uninjured. You have Tonki by your side, your sister behind you. What are you doing?
I will kind of position myself in front of Nora
Appreciate it.
and kind of like try to like nudge her to go into the crevasse with the Thule and everyone else. But she will once again guiding bolt, seeing as it's still too far away to hit with anything
things.
else. Really.
Don't worry about them
Attack
things.
So with a help action, that means I have an advantage on this spell?
Give me just
Or
1 second for the help action. 'cause
is
I
that
think
only melee? How does that work?
I think, if I'm remembering correctly,
I think it's only melee.
It's only melee.
apologies, just 1 second. I want to make sure I have this correct. Creature gains advantage on the next ability. Test or helping with. Attacking a creature within 5 feet of you.
Within 5 feet. Okay, cool. The Manticore, unfortunately, is further than 5 feet away.
Are you sure?
Last I looked, it was further than
Does
5
somebody have
feet
the 60
away.
foot stick?
Yeah. So I will attempt once
Oh shit!
more
It teleported
to guiding bolt
into the
it.
rock.
Make
Seeing
that attack
how
roll.
sad it looks, it is quite low, but maybe enough. 13.
That is a miss, unfortunately.
Dang.
This guiding bolt, almost as this creature swoops low for loss of blood from pain, more than any maneuver, this creature is badly hurt and you miss. It's approaching fast.
Okay. Can I use a bonus action and my movement to shift Nora that way?
No, but you can use your movement to move half your speed with Nora.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll do that. I'm gonna kind of shepherd Nora. 5, 10, 15.
Yeah, this creature is swooping down towards you, so you just shove Nora out of the path. That is your turn, Ralph.
Your spiritual weapon still on the. Is your spiritual weaton still on the
I
map?
don't think so.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
If Tonki's not
It's
big anymore.
another-
If Tonki's not big, then it's not
From
there.
a time thing, not the
Yeah.
house.
So, and that would be everything.
That is your turn. You shove Nora out of the way, and that brings us with a natural 1 to Nora.
Damn.
Puff comes too. Can I see the Manticore from where I'm at?
I mean, you can just lean to the side and
Okay.
see it. Yeah.
Because Nora has been shepherded. She does not want to go past the shepherd. So we're just gonna, use the abilities we've got left. And as like the sound of a city bell starts going through the air, wisdom saving throw for Toll the Dead.
Okay. 2.
No!
Love that from you. D12, D12, D12.
It could be nothing. It's a big
God,
moment.
can you imagine?
Bang.
No, you can't use a D12 and D10.
I need a D12. I never thought Toll the Dead would work, so I took it. There you go. I got one.
12?
Yeah!
Hell
Maximum.
yeah.
Nora. Tell us how it happened.
Nora just like is cowering behind Ralph and coughing up blood, and she's just like, "This hurts a lot more than I thought," and then reflects that back at the world.
You hurl this element of pain past Taki's shoulder, over Ralph's shoulder, this just out, and as it strikes this creature, this bell tolls, and you see them just list in the air for you, Taki. You're the only one kind of in the middle of this road. You see this creature's eyes roll back, and it gets bigger and bigger, and this on fire Manticore is now moving 60 feet so 10 feet per second directly towards you, and it is dead. What are you doing, Taki?
Donkey,
Me?
you got a corpse flying at your face.
This
Oh,
Manticore
this is
now a
moving 60 feet
projectile.
towards you.
I'm
About to get
I
hit by
hold out my arms and brace my feet, ready
Make an
to
athletics
just
check.
catch
Can
it.
I also do
Athletics check.
something?
What?
I want to adjust density and basically double Hannah's density, which will give her advantage on strength checks.
Make
Just
it at
Hannah's.
advantage.
Thank you very much. You on the die. That's a natural 20.
Manticore, as
girl's
you
dead.
pull the dead and its eyes roll back, the entire mass of this creature, like a comet, striking Tonki, but you see Tonki, rather than move or dodge or do anything logical, just spread their arms out wide. And there is this instant
style
moment where you can see
googly eye.
Tonki's legs fires out behind them. They catch this Manticore. The entire area around Tonki just in the ground, like a solid 10 feet in either direction. The entire stone path just caves in as you catch and shift the momentum of this Manticore and just slam it onto the ground, and it skids a solid 20 feet down the road. But Tonki, you are unhurt. You stand in the path unmoved, and you are all out of initiative.
I was not expecting that.
And
All
you
I
have
can
slayed
picture
a
is Armstrong.
very
Oh,
strong man.
yeah.
Somehow I glossed right over that you were talking to me, and I was like, I'm taking pictures. And that's what I do. But thankfully, Hannah is not Tonki, so Tonki was ready.
This Manticore just along this road, and for just a moment in the aftermath of that, echoing off the canyon, maybe even several hours away at this point, you can hear that last roar kind of reverberate. Almost certainly this draws attention, but all of you, having set out to slay this Manticore, have done exactly that. What would you all like to do? It is 7:30. Many of you are badly hurt. The sun is just setting on the horizon. It is just a purple sky. The stars are beginning to come out.
Tonki's gonna turn to the group and be like, "We need a nap."
Just doing her best to doctor everybody, but not to the point of actually using.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I want to go study the body.
How long does body last?
We.
10 minutes.
Nice, 10 minutes.
With what intent?
Biological, anatomical.
Okay.
Science.
Is it pregnant?
I'm going to do fucking research.
You're Steve Irwinning this creature.
Yeah, it's an animal.
Amazing. Make a nature check.
I'm an anthropologist.
While he's doing that,
Yes.
Tonky has remembered that we were asked to bring proof that we killed it. So while he's studying it in a textbook way, Tonky's gonna start hacking off. What's a good bit to hack off?
I would probably
Like that
help.
one.
No,
Okay.
Donkey, don't
She's
do
gonna start.
No, Donkey, don't do that.
Tuli, we need proof.
You don't need the head.
The
What
head
do
is the
you
most
suggest,
conclusive.
Tuli?
Awesome.
And she puts down the head, which she has been twisting off.
You could hear the.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna
What you recommend, Tuli?
That's going to be icky.
I'm not.
I got a.
She looks down at herself. She's covered in gore.
What does a
She's
dirty
like,
20 get me on a piece that I can give as a trophy for Tonky that's not the
not a
fucking
trophy.
head?
We need proof for.
Well,
to get paid.
proof, but yeah. I don't want to get...
One of the incredibly distinct things, of course, is this face, but even more distinct than that, when you look at the tail, these chitinous serrated bone growths very specifically only come from Manticore. These are things that would be really hard to fake. You would be able to tell, especially an individual who is a little bit more cunning around stone, would be able to tell if there is, some kind of a fake.
Are these pieces also of any value? Or are there any parts of any value?
Yeah, each of those probably is worth about 5 silver, and they only use 3 of them, so there is 21 of them left.
I would point to the quills and be like, only Manticore have these, and they have some value too.
Okay, Tuli. And she's gonna go.
You could probably get about 10 gold for all of those.
Tonky's gonna be like, okay, fine, and she's gonna go retrieve her hand axes and then start that's not what hand axes do, but that's
Absolutely.
I think they would probably just pluck out pretty easily based on the anatomy of it, if I were to hazard a guess.
me do whatever makes sense with anatomy.
When the creature dies, the muscles that project them out probably would tighten up and then eventually release, but for the moment, it's a little bit more hack and slash for sure.
Nora's coughing up blood and looks over at Grimgob's like, does
With-
that thing have useful spell components?
With a 20, what was it? Was it 20?
Yeah.
With a 20, you can also tell a couple of other things about this Manticore. It's young,
Oh.
pretty young. It's not full grown.
This is only an adolescent.
And so for a creature such as a Manticore, though they do live independently, up until they are full-grown adults, they usually stay with the mother.
Uh-oh.
Tell anybody that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start looking around up in the sky
Julie.
for
Make a
mommy.
perception check.
Julie, what?
Well, usually a Manticore this young probably wouldn't be alone.
We're booking it. We need to leave.
Me agree.
That's an 8.
With an 8, you're safe. In the night sky that is dark and full of stars, you don't see any Manticore, and so likely there is none.
We should probably go. The mom might be around, and she's probably at least twice as big as this one. And she'll probably be very upset and very angry.
Can
Since
we hide?
just
We're not
murdered her
sure how
child.
far we can go if mommy that is up there.
We need to at least get cover above us.
Would they be able to go by scent, presumably, with their kin, their offspring?
To a certain degree, they're not known for having especially keen senses, but like any wild animal, they rely on scent a lot more than other scents.
I don't think we're making it across this bridge.
The bridge is several hours away.
We're not. Fall back until we have more coverage and are further away from this mess.
Well, we should probably just find somewhere safe to camp. Maybe
Not here.
a cave.
If we can't hide, we run now, Tuli.
Mm.
Run?
Yeah.
Run now. Okay. And
At this point, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, she's not going to start running until everybody else is actively running.
At this point, Grimgoth has finished picking up all the Knoll's weapons, because that's what they've been doing all this time.
Okay.
Can we say that we did that?
Make an investigation check.
Little.
Yeah, I'm twice as strong when I do this. Investigation. Oh, man. We investigating, Joe. 24.
With a 24, I would say so how are you carrying all of this?
Let's see. Well, I'm going to
He's a
make
strong
myself...
goblin.
I'm going to double my density.
Okay.
So I'm twice as strong.
Okay.
Like this.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Let me actually just see if I can just do all the items instead of myself. Actually, is there an issue with carrying like this?
Rigid.
With carrying 9 morning stars made out of metal
Oh,
with your arms outstretched like that.
I start putting them in
as a
Conky's
human
backpack
could not
without
do
her.
it.
So I'm just like picking them up and putting them in her backpack as we talk. Do
Incredibly.
you have a backpack?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
even for Tonki, I just out of curiosity, how much do you think a morning star weighs?
I think it's like 20 pounds. No.
Probably like 35 pounds
They're
if I were to hazard a
It's a
guess.
giant ball of metal.
very
so
hefty.
I would
Like-
probably say 20.
Pretty close. Yeah, it's like 15 pounds. So what you're proposing here is just casually sliding 120 pounds without Tonki noticing into Tonki's backpack, just while you're talking.
One Nora.
It is no problem for you to find not just 9 morning stars, but also 9 longbows. They're not of great quality. These are Knoll-made weapons. Some of the morning stars, I would say, are almost certainly stolen. But how you want to store and move those, you do need to figure out. You guys don't really have a lot of logistics set up.
Okay. In that case, I would just grab all the weapons and hide them in
Okay.
a cache over here.
Easy to do,
since we're
yeah.
coming back here.
That's a lot easier. So you can kind of mark out a little, make a survival check. And this is about creating a
Coming
cache.
back, huh?
And this will take a little bit of time.
I mean,
Grimgob, this will take a little bit of time. This will take like 5 minutes to do.
Does Tonki
Oh,
see him
okay.
doing this?
Yeah.
Tonki's going to be like, Grimmy, not the time. Come on. Get on me shoulders. Let me
Where
leave
are we
now.
going now?
Away from here.
We need to make some distance in between this chaos and ourselves. If there is another one, we can't be here if they find it.
Well,
Come on, Julie.
If there's another one, it's probably closer to the bridge, and if we go towards the bridge and
Yeah.
hide somewhere on the way, it will maybe just go right past us.
There will also probably be more gnolls closer to the bridge.
Yes, but they're also probably looking for the Manticore.
Guys, me
And
not
if
think
we
we
can just
should stand
Find
around
somewhere safe.
talking so much.
Emmy's
can.
already turned and is walking back this way.
Fine.
So when we headed towards the bridge, it's out of forest cover, right?
Yeah, you there's still jungle that kind of encroaches in on either side. It's been getting steadily less and less dense for sure. You've been seeing more open hills and stones, but you can still see kind of jungle. It will get steadily less,
Yep.
though there is an increase in rocks and caves and things like that. So just a different kind of cover.
Okay. Judging by what we had passed on the way here, would there be a decent spot to camp within close walking distance?
Make a survival check.
Sure.
Nora?
Nora's just trying to set about effectively binding wounds
Okay.
to do short rest in case we are here for a long time.
You said about starting that process.
How many longbows could Tonki and I carry?
Good lord.
I mean,
Just without yeah,
probably 2 each.
2 each.
Are you going to ask Tonki if she's going to help
Tonki,
you?
can you hold these 2 for me? They're
Grimmy,
worth
me
they're
not
worth quite a bit of money. They're worth 50 gold each.
Again, these are Knoll-made longbows, so probably not. They're still
He looks
worth.
at it again. Maybe less because they're not brand new.
Grimmy, me not want to hold stuff while we trying to get away from Mommy Manticore.
Fine, I'll carry my own.
18.
No, Grimmy, me
Have
not
2?
think you should take it either. Grimmy, please.
I have 2 longbows.
Ralph, as you hear this argument kind of blend into the background, you begin to poke about in the dark. You think back to the path, and you do remember there is a space, maybe only a half an hour away, which gives you enough distance without having to, travel an especially long way. It's a little bit like a thicket. You had seen through the tree line and everything, something of not really a clearing, but just a place where the ground is a little bit more stony, and so there's not as much growth. It wouldn't be the most comfortable unless you did a little bit of doctoring to the area, but it is just off the road. It has tree cover, and it's probably the safest place without tracking like 3 hours back.
All right. All of it. We're going this way. I remember a place where we can camp. It's not that far, so if we want to press on, we can, but it's far enough away from this gore that we'll be able to at least rest without worry of being immediately killed.
With a 21 survival, would I have a similar idea of like that same spot or a better one?
With the 21, I would say it strikes you that that is probably the closest place going back. You've traveled a little bit further in this direction than Ralph has. I think both of you actually probably have passed this area roughly because you're not far enough off the main road yet. I would say you have heard from some of the Children of the Ember that as you get closer to this canyon, there is a significant number of cave systems and things. And so there's just probably a different kind of cover, but it's unknown to you. And so this is certainly the safest choice.
Emmy's already making her way there.
Okay.
So you're going forward?
Where
No.
there?
Backwards.
Back.
Oh, backwards. Backwards is the safest choice.
Yes.
Tonki is
Gotcha.
going to bodily lift Grimmy without asking for permission and follow.
And then I think Ralph
I
would
won't carry
put
longbows, but you'll carry me carrying the
as
longbows.
much as much as Nora as she can to kind of help her back.
Okay.
Come on, Julie.
That's cute.
As a group, you follow Emmy, kind of making your way back through
Follow me,
this
Tonki.
path.
That was a good catch.
Do you think that
Thank
the rest of the group is going to still be in Port Talus when we get there?
Who knows at this point? We're just lucky to be alive. We'll figure it out. And we're not pressing on any further tonight.
As Rolf says this, the mist is growing thicker around all of you. The night is growing pretty warm. The stars are not out in full force, and after maybe like 30 minutes of walking, maybe just a tiny bit more, you do come to the place where you can see. In fact, in the actual kind of jungle, it isn't like a game trail, but somebody has used this space to camp before. As you kind of make your way off the road, there are like old stones that are kind of have like the very faint smell of a fire, probably at least a season in the past. But this is a place that has been identified as enough of a safe space that people have used it. And like in a quick glance around, actually with a 20 and a 21 as a survival check, there's no like blood coating the stones or anything. This is not like a murder site.
Right.
Somebody successfully camped here.
Oh, look.
You can see a fire that has burned out.
Childlike wonder.
I wonder who it was.
And there's a lot of signs of like normal wild animals in this area. You can hear the call of birds, you can hear night insects, you can hear in the distance sounds of like smaller mammals shuffling around, the chatter of monkeys. It is the sound of the jungle alive and at night and not under direct threat.
Emmy immediately sets about setting up camp when she gets there, as I assume I get there first.
You begin to set up camp.
Tonki says out loud, "We're not gonna forget to set a watch, right, guys?"
I was gonna volunteer to go first.
Yeah, me can stay up too.
You should rest. Some
I'm
of
not
us
very tired. You
haven't
rest.
taken any hits today.
Still.
But you did a lot of healing, keeping us alive. That must make you pretty tired, right?
He's
Yeah.
feeling pretty good, thanks to you, Emmy.
That it
We can
was so
take first
far
watch.
out from where it would usually
I'd rather
come,
stay up and let the
especially as a
adrenaline
young-
wear off.
I'm not gonna argue.
Hunk shoe.
So who's taking the first watch?
I definitely will.
All right, Tonki and Rolf, who's taking the second watch?
How many watches does there have to be?
3.
So 2 people will watch?
I'll take the second one.
I mean, it's up to you guys. I'm not in charge of that.
That was a question for the group.
Nora
You're
would
just
want
looking at
to
me.
like
Sounds fine,
wait
yeah.
for
Yeah.
like a full long rest for herself before taking a watch, so she'll take third.
So Tonki and
Same.
Rolf first, Thule second,
Two wizards on watch.
and then
He'll do it whenever
It's a
somebody
squeeze.
wakes her up.
Yeah, so probably second watch.
Probably
then.
second.
Emmy second, and then we will have the wizards third. Wizard watch.
Oh my gosh! Nora and Grim start a podcast.
So before we get into the watch, it is a warm night. It is the first night in many years that all of you have spent together. And though it is in a strange place, you are along the side of a road that for some of you may be a little bit more familiar, but for many of you, pretty new. Is there anything that you are all doing before settling in for sleep?
Cut.
You take your fluffy cat, who has calmed down a good amount, and you just kind of cuddle up. They find this almost twirling like a load of laundry in the washing machine. They kind of, amongst your clothing, you can feel and hear the kind of pull of the claws against the fabric as they kind of knead their way in.
To be clear,
And-
Puff is like this big.
Yeah, very, very comfortable. They just kind of tuck right into your chest, and you find a very comfortable place.
I can't believe we lived. Tears, Grace. God.
That was almost as scary as with the pirates.
Nora like kind of looks at Thule like, what? Excuse? I wasn't in any of the letters.
Well, I had to get across the ocean.
Hey, anybody know how to clean Manticore blood out of hat?
Let me help.
You
Press
learned
the digitate.
anything from pirates? Oh, thank you.
You press the digitate, and then just
Salt water
very
works
easily,
pretty well.
You are able to do that.
I got myself with my own joke. That was like not very funny. Honky's just settling in.
No problem. You
Pleased
settle
with her
in, you
newly
settle
cleaned
in.
Tuli is still wondering, why would an adolescent manticore be hunting so far out from its usual habitat, unaccompanied?
Make a survival check.
Because that seems to go against a lot of the, at least the written information that Tuli has about manticores. Out that.
Not necessarily, but it would track that it would not be living alone.
Yeah. 12.
And why it was by itself will remain a mystery till you just can't
That's fucking
think of a
crazy.
reason.
It's like the mom's dead or something.
It's probably the gods.
Damn,
Makes
God's
sense.
pissed. That's why
Gods.
they had us kill it.
Anything else? But before we begin the watches.
Can I have one of the manticore quills?
How many did I get, by the way? You said 17?
There
think it
was
was
21
minus
in total.
-3, so 18.
No, there's 21 total
Oh,
that
21
you guys collect. You collect 21.
So you get
Okay.
20. I
So
take the
I
one.
hand you one. And as she hands it over, she's like, anybody else want souvenir?
Nora is asleep.
Pendonis
So I have
is going to
20
be
right now.
very fun.
There you go.
This.
Many of you find a comfortable place to find a bit of rest, and Tonki and Ralph, you begin your first watch. Can each of you make a perception check, please?
Yeah.
Perception.
Oh, but
Perception check.
18.
I'm glad you rolled a good 6.
Ralph, clad in armor, bearer of a shield and sword, defender of the scales of Tyr, being out here in nature is a little bit different for you. You have spent a lot of time in some of the most civil sort of parts of this continent. And so now the jungle has never felt especially friendly to you. It hasn't felt malevolent, but you're on watch. You're a little bit anxious. And that makes it hard, almost perversely, to really keep a good watch. Every time there is a little you turn. This manticore really hurt you, and especially with the rest of your party not looking great, you're really on watch. Conversely for you, Tonki, you're very used to being in the woods. You're used to being in nature. This has always felt like a second home, and here in the warmth, under the stars, you look around at your sleeping friends, people who all decided to move away. And here, you have the opportunity directly to keep them all safe, and here they sleep, still because of you, and that feels good. This is one of the better nights that you've had in some time, and for just a moment, you can almost forget the sorrow that accompanies Serax's death. And your watch passes without issue, as far as you can tell.
Damn. Why'd you gotta say it like that?
Donkey and Ralph, you come to the end of your watch. You wake up Tuli and Emmy.
Yeah.
Okay. Two of you find some place to rest.
Did we share snacks? We shared snacks.
We shared snacks.
We both love snacks.
Yeah.
What kind of snacks?
Just confirming. I think Tonki is never without a supply of little, like, baked goods that Winnie supplies her with. Her sort of, like, adoptive
Super
minotaur
crumbled
mother.
up, super stale probably now because like these are fresh baked goods.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure. I imagine each one kind of balled up into a napkin.
Thank you, Tonki. And thank you. I'm pretty sure we only survived that because you had hand axe throw.
You did real good. Don't worry, Ralph. You'll be able to throw hand axes too. We can teach you.
You know, I'll try, but I think I'm a bit better when things are a little closer.
You made it glow, though. That pretty good. Me can make things glow.
You did light it on fire, Tonki.
Very literally, Tonki, you did in fact make it glad.
Tonki posed for a high five.
All right.
But they don't always see eye to eye. But in this case, they both lit it up pretty good. So.
So you find some rest after finding some snacks, and that brings us to Tuli and Emmy. For the two of you, as you take this middle watch, the air grows a little bit warmer. Can I have you each make a perception check?
Ooh,
21.
nice. I got a dirty 20.
The mist grows thicker over the course of the night, and as this first hour passes, the night gets a little bit warmer. And for each of you, you're aware of this insect almost hum gradually die down to silence. There is a moment where as the stars shine high up in the sky, gleaming and glistening in celestial shades, you look around and aware of this absence of sound, you are aware now of something else. Often in the distance, you can hear the sounds of heavy dragging, something lurching through the jungle, breathing and grunting heavily. And then, a large shape, maybe 5 feet tall, but large, muscular, approaches. With that perception check, you can see it is on 4 legs. You can see an arched back that leads to a thick skull set with tusks. This is a huge boar. It kind of drags itself into this clearing. You can see eyes clouded with pain, not even necessarily aware of the fact that it stumbles into your camp until it kind of stops. And looking around, it becomes aware of your presence. And there is this very tense moment. This creature, hundreds of pounds, still very dangerous, but it is hurt. You cast Speak with Animals.
Yes.
Almost reflexively, the last d6 I have of the healing light would just kind of come out of Emmy and go to it.
Make a medicine check.
It's okay. We're not going to hurt you.
And make that medicine check at advantage, and that is Tuli casting Speak with Animals and speaking to this creature.
Dirty 20.
Okay. This final reflexive moment of healing, you throw this mote of light. This creature, you can see almost immediately begins to like growl. And Tuli, as you cast this and you say, it's okay, we're not going to hurt you, you can see the eyes just darting from you to Emmy to all these other forms in the woods. Calm. And you can see this strange look overtake this creature. With your perception checks, you can see the eyes just white and almost human in the way that many boars have these almost human-like eyes, shift slightly, and as the firelight catches them, there is this iridescent green, this shimmer that is so much more than just a color. And because it is 8:30, before we finish this encounter, this is where we're going to step away for a quick break. So thank you for joining us for this session of A Tale of 12 Gems. You guys survived a Manticore encounter at level 3. There's going to be a countdown on your screen. We will be back at the end of it. We'll see you then.
Oh.
That was pretty good. Thank you for sticking with us through the break. If you didn't, welcome to D&D. You're a part of it now.
If you did, I love you.
Look at that. For the low, low price of tuning in, you can earn Matt's love.
Yeah, people work really hard to find love in the world, and they do
Apparently
whole
Matt's giving it away
elaborate
for free.
courtships, multiple years. They
not
have
free.
ceremonies.
Do a subscription.
You could just tune into D&D.
For viewers like
You
you.
don't even need to join the Patreon.
Yeah, but you could.
I'd love it if you did. though.
So, in the second watch, Emmy, as you and Tuli, you both keep watch. The air grew warmer, the mist grew thicker, the insect hum just died out behind you, and then a massive boar just staggered into the clearing, hurt. Almost instinctively, Emmy, you threw the last pulse of healing light that you had towards this obviously wounded creature, and Tuli, you cast Speak with Animals and told this creature that you were here to help and not hurt it. And as this healing sinks in, Emmy, you can see that the light strikes this creature and kind of pulses through its body. You can see almost as if lit from behind, almost like an X-ray. There is just black ichor pumping from the wound that is on its flank through its bloodstream, and this light just drives it out. And Tuli, you see the eyes of this creature change very quickly. It's subtle. You almost don't catch it, but you see this iridescent flicker of green across this, and this creature grows still. The air grows still, the breeze dies down around you, but you can still hear the leaves and the trees and the plants. You can hear the nature in this place alive all around you, as if Mythalstrean itself pays attention. And you can see this creature kind of kick its back leg out a little bit. It looks to both of you and just nods. And it slowly backs away out of this clearing. Is there anything that either of you are doing?
What was that?
Make a flat intelligence. I would say make a
asking
history
it.
check. Oh, you're saying that?
I'm asking it, yeah.
This creature, and then just off into the darkness. And you can hear the insects resume the wind. But there is a sweet smell, not like rotting meat or something foul. This is the smell of just the summer creeping in early.
Did you see that?
Yes.
What was on it?
Something terrible.
It was like everything was watching.
I mean, with your check, in that moment, with that flash, that ichor that was pumping through these veins, you've seen things like this more to the east of town, in the direction of the Obernon Basin. This is a sort of infection that seems to be taking place. Nobody's found it in the wild. It just seems that now and then creatures have become tainted with this. And easy enough to drive it out. In fact, you just did for this very creature. But this is something that you have never seen this far to the north. This is something that you've never even seen past Mythalstrean, or Mistridge.
This is concerning.
That felt big.
Truly, when you say that, these words feel almost empty. When you say big, it's just a 3-letter word. Make a flat intelligence check.
How smart is Truly?
Fucking terrible ass rolls. God damn.
Smart people are asleep.
Yeah, me asleep.
6. I rolled ass.
Truly, you think about what this was. This was big. And as you try to comprehend that moment of seeing the iridescent green, you get a little dizzy. For just a moment, the stars swirl above you. You almost pass out as you try to think about something
Reach out and kind of steady him.
that is almost dizzying in its vastness. And your brain cannot help but just force that away. But there is something to that.
We should probably tell the others when they wake up.
Yes. I fear we have a choice to make.
What kind of choice?
Whether we continue pursuing the other group or whether we deal with the problems that are now in front of us.
Well, what if they're all one and the same?
Truly, that illness, whatever it is, it's never been this far north.
Well, Tonki's never been this far north either.
Not the same thing.
No.
What a wild thing to say.
He's a source.
That was so good. Just but Brett has never been president.
If Tonky had wheels, she'd be a bicycle.
I am afraid for the village.
I think that's not an invalid fear, but staying here might not solve any problems.
It's not staying here. It's
If-
changing course.
What do you think that was?
We already know that there is something in that basin. And now we see its reach is stretching.
So you want to go to the basin now?
I feel almost called there. But I made a promise to you all.
Well, I'm just really glad that you decided to come with us. So if you want to go to the basin, I'll go with you. Especially if it is something Like whatever that was with the boar.
It's all over there.
If that were to get closer to the village, that probably wouldn't be good.
It's already closer.
I mean, even more closer. We can talk to the rest of the group in the morning, but
Yes.
I'm glad that you were there for the boar.
And you as well.
I think there's gonna be a lot more fun
Yes.
later.
Let's hope so.
It has been pretty exhilarating already.
That is a word for it.
And as you have this conversation and it trails off, you sit here in the warmth of this night. You can hear the insects behind you, the stars overhead. Whatever happened seems to have been set right. And I would say, though you, Thule, have no idea what just occurred, it doesn't seem all that bad. But you have the rest of your watch pass without issue, and then you awake the wizards. Grimgir.
Wizards! Arise!
And they do not wake up late. They wake up exactly when they are meant to.
Indeed, as we do.
They are never late nor early. And Grim and Nora, the two of you wake up. Do you guys tell them about the boar?
We saw a really injured boar, and then Emmy healed it, and then I asked it what was wrong, and it didn't say anything, but it was grateful. But it had very strange green eyes, and it felt like everything was watching.
What do you mean by green eyes?
Like
Make a
its
history check.
eyes were green. More, I guess,
Boars don't have green eyes.
emerald?
Well,
Because
maybe if
they were
there's
kind of
some
iridescent.
11.
reflection, maybe.
It was an
Actually-
eerie glow in the moonlight on green eyes.
Puff gets that all the time.
Not like that.
With your roll, hard to tell. Doesn't sound like anything that you've heard of.
Wake me if something comes. Please.
There was also some strange black goo stuff. That I don't know. That's the part that was kind of concerning.
Black goo?
Well, it was hard to describe, but the most accurate visual assessment would be black goo.
Emmy?
In the morning. Wake me if something else comes.
Okay.
And Emmy's going to sleep.
You're going to kind of check a disadvantage with all that help.
You finish your long rest, right?
I was going to say, Joe, very important questions. Have my long rests finished?
Hold on, before you roll.
Grim, Nora, when the two of you awake, you do feel a little stronger.
We're gonna roll. Question about important rolls and disadvantage rolls.
Sure.
Does it just kind of doesn't care about the disadvantage? It just important.
Because you can replace one of the D20, my guess is basically it would be kind of like wasting it. You're using it on the one that's...
Well,
Huh.
Well,
This will come up eventually,
Yeah.
so I thought I'd ask now.
declaring it to begin with,
Yeah.
wouldn't it just not matter?
Yeah.
it replaces the roll, is what it says.
Yeah,
But
so
anyway,
I think you re-roll.
No,
No,
You would-
it is the roll.
you never roll in the first place.
Oh yeah, it replaces the entire roll of a D20 roll. So, whichever you replace, it's still at disadvantage or advantage. So if you replace the lower die on disadvantage,
But does it replace a die or like just the
just one of the
roll?
dies, but both dies are still counted towards that roll. So if you replace one, but like one of them would still fail and it's disadvantage, You fail anyways. So it
I
really
thought-
only
we'll
makes sense.
We'll discuss it later. It's not important now because I'm not using it.
Yeah.
Arcana, you said?
Yes.
So disadvantage is 17.
Ooh.
That's still pretty good.
With a 17, Thule describes to you the healing of this jungle creature. And what really sticks out to you about it is that color of the eyes. There is something that for most people within Mythalstrean is heard about in some way, shape, or form. And for most people, it is culturally significant, or it is a fantastic story. It is part of the kind of lore of the continent in the same way that, like, cherry trees are part of the lore of the United States. But that comes from something. The idea of these cherry trees, fictional though it may be, came from there being these trees existing in a place. What Thule is talking about sounds an awful lot like this thing called the spirit of Mythalstrean. Within this continent that is an almost irrevocably wild place, there is a force that is said to be more than just a creature, more than even really a god in many ways. It is something that is just fundamentally part of what it means to be Mythalstrean. And it works in almost a sentient way. And if that is the case, helping this creature very likely is helping all of you in a much larger scheme.
Nora keeps that to herself.
Okay.
Because she's a little embarrassed that she went there because it's along the line of fairy tales. And she can hear, like, people being like, that's not real.
1,000%. And you can hear it almost, especially in your mother's voice, very loudly.
And thinking of that, just being like, no one needs to hear that right now.
Fair enough. So you hold on to that. Grim and Nora, could you just make perception checks, please?
Let me just see what I get to add to that now. Hold, please. We leveled up.
10.
Hell yeah. We're perceiving.
Oh, it's still flat. I just get it at casually passive things. Oh, 5. I perceive things
Oh,
passively,
man.
not actively.
There's a second boar.
From what Ori and Emmy said, what Thule and Emmy said, it'll take me a moment. Because Thule and Ori, they end in
You
E,
could
and
just,
it's just
go by the full name if you really wanted.
no, I couldn't. So, no, I'm certainly not going to. From what Thule and Emmy said, there is something dangerous that lurks often in the basin, perhaps. You know that you are sort of pressured to move towards Port Talus, and Nora, from what you know, there might be an even greater force at work here. No matter what direction you turn, there is going to be danger. No matter what direction you turn, there are things that are going to influence people in great ways that all of you will have impact over. And so no matter what way that you move, almost inevitably, it will be towards some outcome. There is no wrong path. Port Talus lies to the north. You know that when you reach the bridge, should you choose to continue along that path, after crossing, it is only probably about a day to the Hexgale Mesa, where you could choose to either go off into Port Talus along a slightly less maintained road than the one that travels the opposite side of the Canyon of Alloway, or you could travel a little bit further to the northeast, a little bit further away from Port Talus, but you could stop in Urlock, which is a relatively large city, should you need to supply along the way. You could also ascend the mesa of Hexgale and attempt to reach a conclave of Aarakocran mages, who also possess Inkwing's inventory, perhaps one of the most widely sought after collections on the continent. They import goods from all across the world. They have a unique way of making it available to people. I think some of you know a little bit more about Inkwing than others. But no matter which way you go, there is no wrong direction. But there is no right direction either.
Damn, there's just directions. We just got directions.
I do think it's
Everybody could use your help.
I do think it's still a good idea to go to Port Dallas. There's at least more supplies there. And maybe other people have heard things.
Supplies for what?
Well, if we're going to be traveling around for an extended period of time, don't you want supplies? And also, you know, some of the spells that I've worked on have been kind of expensive.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we don't really have money for supplies.
No, but we do have some things to sell, potentially. And Portalis will have a lot more buyers than Mistridge would. We do want to probably hold on to one of those quills just to show Elias when we get back. When are we going to get back? How are we going to send him a quill? Do you think we can mail a quill?
Do I think we can mail a quill?
Oh, certainly. From Port Tallis, yeah. Port Tallis has some of the premier mailing services available, and in fact, throughout the Anacrean Alliance, mail is very reliable, including shipping items.
I've mailed a bunch of things, but never that size before. Although there was that one time that you... Well, that was just heavy, that thing you mailed me.
Yeah. That cost a lot. But I don't know.
Why did you send me a pebble? Just to prove that it was heavy?
I'm working on this thing. Remember that one time we played Paragon? I'm trying to work on a way to play it from 2 different places.
Like...
Normally you have to play in person, so I'm trying to figure out a way to do it, and that was just a failed experiment.
Like mage hand, but far away. Or sending with images.
Like a sending stone, but you're playing Paragon. Trust me, I think there's a lot of gold in this idea.
There's so much I think there's just a lot of gold in making this idea. Like spending gold. Think about the components.
Yeah.
Paragon's already an expensive game.
Wow. Well, here's the thing. People that play Paragon already have the things. They just need a way to play it. And I go on to explain.
What he explains is a magical remote chess. He wants to invent chess.com, but for wizards. And it's very much like a linked chess.com. So it's not like you could go and matchmake. You and one other person can play a game that is called Paragon, which is essentially wizard's chess.
Over the years, Grim and Nora have like developed a different like version of like
Several.
correspondence games. Yeah. Finally settling on like basically like spell writing telephone. Seeing what happens eventually after you complete it. So she's heard of this distance Paragon many times and been victim to a couple iterations.
Oh, by the way, I didn't get to show you. Look at my new piece. And I'm going to show you a piece that I got while we were in town. The Calcius Mirror Imp. My newest piece.
It is
Got it from
shiny.
Eelgrass.
It is. It's from the Chalcaean school of Paragon. So Paragon, I would say, Nora, you probably know, there are 4 primary schools of players, and this was very much like the marble, very pretty expensive set.
I just have, and Nora like draws the deck out from like one of her like pockets and kind of flourishes it. Although I did start making my own, and she draws the Fool. It's like just to kind of. They felt insufficient. This feels right. it helps to explain some things. I also have one that I think works for Ralph, but these are the only two that I've really done so far. And kind of shuffles through the cards and pulls out Judgment.
Yeah, for sure. You can see probably a lot of tear-like symbols on that card.
Ralph twitches in her sleep.
I'm not quite set on this one, but for now I think it works.
Oh, they're really well made. You made those?
Yeah. I would like to get some nicer inks and maybe some of the ones that have like metallics and some powdered gemstone mixed in. I think I can do some bigger spell work with them. Right now I just use it to create a mental image of the spell in my mind. Sort of like a spell book, I guess.
Huh.
Should we be watching for things?
And luckily, the rest of your watch passes with that issue. And while things may be occurring in the forest and in the canyon beyond, you are not privy to them. And so the night passes without issue for all of you. And as you all wake up, you feel a little stronger than when you went to sleep. Not just the hit points recovering, but truly feeling a little bit more capable than you were before.
Nora goes over to Emmy and just kind of like gently shakes her and says, I don't think we saw anything.
Okay, that's good. That's very good.
Nothing?
I saw Grimgob's new Paragon piece.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, check it out.
And
Did you make
thoroughly
that
distracted.
No, I got it from Eelgrass.
Ooh.
Nora kind of like sidles up to Emmy and like kind of quietly, it's just like, do your legends say anything about the spirit of Mythalstrean?
Would I have heard of this? I assume in some way, yes.
Make a religion check.
That was just to Emmy, right? As in, as a whisper? Okay.
Yeah, kind of like I don't want other people to hear this, but Emmy's talked to me about weird things before.
16?
Emmy's religious.
With a 16, of course you've heard of the spirit of Mythalstrean. Being so far traveled, not personally, but as a organization, with especially a visiting celebrant in, you've heard tales of the spirit of Mythalstrean. And in fact, I believe the celebrant that you guys have on loan right now uses by the spirit as like an exclamation. And so that's the spirit that they're talking about. Again, they say by the spirit like somebody who is not especially religious might say Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And so this is the not something that you've learned about from like a super religious connotation, but you've heard of it, of course.
Right.
I would say you know that this is a concept that is native to Mythalstrean. It's not like an entity or a god. It really is almost like the embodiment of nature. And in some places, there is this idea of Melora or the Wild Mother. In Mythalstrean, it's more primitive. It doesn't have a human face slapped on it. This is something that is much more basic. And while maybe not real in the sense that like there is this, powerful singular spirit, many people talk about this as almost the will of nature, which is certainly real, if not especially fragmented.
Of course. Why?
No. I don't know, it's stupid.
It's not stupid, Nora.
All the stories about it. The thing you meant that Tulia was mentioning with the eyes and the weird behavior. It sounds like that.
Yes.
And maybe by healing it and reassuring it, something good has happened in the world.
What are we talking about?
Nothing.
Oh, we saw a boar.
Oh, yeah, they saw a boar.
It was
Feels
hurt,
amazing. Me feel
and
like
then
we could fight a
we
boar.
healed it, and then I tried to talk to it, but it was like, no.
Boars generally
There
don't
was a
talk back.
Well, sometimes they do. And this one, it kind of did, but it wasn't it. It was everything.
That's not like a good dream, Julie.
No, that was real. Emmy saw it too.
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Where was the boar, anyways? Can you show me where it was?
It was right over there.
I go over there. Is there any fur left behind?
Not fur, but there are deep tracks.
Okay.
Like a survival check.
Something had hurt it, and it was.
10.
Emmy wants to go to the basin now.
No sign.
The basin?
The Alberon Day Basin? Oh, that reminds me.
Isn't that the opposite way?
There's a gem over there.
Oh. I mean, why we gotta go there?
Oh.
Other than jewelry.
There's an.
One of the gems from the.
I'm going to call it an illness. I don't know what else to call it. It's been contained in the basin as far as I know, but that boar last night had it. This is as far north as it has ever been.
Me not know if me can punch a disease at me, but me try.
Do I know anything about this that it specifically because it's from the basin?
Make a history check at advantage,
Oh.
as this does relate to the basin.
Bad rolls. Damn.
Okay, let's see. Let me check something real quick. Alright, 12.
Grim, when
Good
these
at history,
things
too.
are brought
That
up,
sucks. I don't know how that.
when
feels.
these things are brought up, you feel this itch at the back of your mind, on the tip of your tongue, like maybe there is something that you've heard about this, but what that could be in the complex nature of goblin politics doesn't immediately come to mind.
I don't know.
Well, I
Maybe.
With the coming of the boar, and there was something odd about it.
It was.
I feel almost called to the basin at this time, but I did make a promise to all of you. So if we still make for Port Dallas, that is okay.
I think it's all connected, so I could go either way.
This
But-
sounds pretty serious. Me on board.
slight problem. I am only down here because I got permission to leave.
Why is that a problem?
They generally don't want you to leave for extended periods of time when you're a member of the clergy.
Now, Ralph, if you were to cross this bridge and then double back to the basin, you could take a day to travel to Urlach, and Ebensieg is just a little bit outside of there. The massive prison that the tribunal runs, and where you've spent some time in training, not as an occupant, not yet.
Not yet.
And so, you not almost. If you went to Urlach, probably even before getting there, you might be able to run into somebody to check in with. And then just double back around to the basin. That would be a pretty easy way to do it. It would mean crossing this body-coated bridge that is often ambushed by gnolls. But it is certainly a way to go.
I need to at least send word and check in. It would deter us a little bit, but we'd eventually be able to make our way down. I just can't wander off. Going to Port Talus was easy enough because there's plenty of places to check in. Going that far south makes it a little trickier.
So we'd be abandoning Port Talus altogether.
Not abandoning, delaying.
You said there was a gem there?
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joe. A myth amongst the goblins. It's called the Dirge Moon. No one knows exactly where it is. There's been rumors that it's underneath some mansion.
There was, what you had heard was that a human estate was buried in a landslide. And in that estate somewhere is rumored to be the Dirge Moon. You had heard that the goblins who camp closest to the Dirge Moons are ones who are familiar to you.
The Crackle Slash.
The Crackle Slash clan.
Has Nora heard anything about like the human estate and the story of the Dirge Moon?
Make a history check at disadvantage.
Has Thule
Not even
heard
with all the
anything
books.
about
I would say, you know what, just make it flat.
Yeah.
Make it flat.
any of this?
So flat.
Make a flat history check.
So flat, Nora. Damn it. So flat.
Oh my god, these dice rolls.
Yeah.
I think I've not rolled above a 7 since we started this campaign.
Ouch.
History, you said?
Yeah.
Damn. I rolled my modifier. That's a 12.
Okay. It's pretty much as flat as a Zoom classroom bell curve.
Yep.
What was yours?
12.
Okay.
Hey!
12. To both of
What?
you. For you, Thule, who is well traveled, and for you, Nora, who is very well read, you have come across mentions of powerful gems in the past. And these are almost certainly what you have heard of. But you've heard about them very sort of obliquely, like you've heard mention of like a lord who rose to power with the magic of a gem, but that's really all that you heard. Nothing specific or concrete or really even believable up until just a day ago. You started hearing about these things and seeing evidence of there being some realness to them.
I only know gems for spell components until recently. This is... I don't like all of this.
Well, maybe what we saw with the boar has something to do with the gem that's also in the basin. If it is one of the 12.
Going to the basin also sounds like we're going to at least temporarily give up the chase for Serax's killer.
Well, I think that it's just chasing in a different direction, but
It
even
would
if
make
we go to
sense
Portalis, the others might
that
not be
Serax
there when we
was
get there.
looking for the gems. He found the place where they go.
I still want to go to Hexcale.
We can still go to Hexcale too.
Do we kind of know Serax as someone who just kind of does what they're called to do? Like this whole Emmy saying being called to the basin. Does that sound like Serax? Like how he would also operate?
Yeah, I mean, the way that he would really describe it is more as following inspiration, but that's a calling.
I'm inclined to... I don't think we should discount Emmy's feeling about being called to the basin. This is exactly what the type of thing Serax would do. And he was following these leads and these gems. I think there are probably still things we need to find in Portalis and Hexale, because that's where he was last. But if you feel being called to the basin, I don't think we should discount that. And if there is a disease near our town, we gotta do something about that.
And also, as Grim says this, Nora, you had been disappointed when Serax left. They left suddenly. And it, on reflection, really did feel like they had been almost called away.
And if there is something in Portalis, then the others will find it, and we can cover more ground by going to the basin.
I don't think we can trust the others. I don't know why you all do it all.
The other small detail, the twins know the name that was in that paper.
Paper.
Home. To
I knew I should have flattened them for that piece of paper.
If you did, though, then we wouldn't learn what they know about Valorn.
They didn't tell us anything about Valorn. They knew
No.
the name, so we'd be in the same place.
Well,
Except with a piece of paper.
we have an opportunity, and if we flattened them, we'd have no opportunity, because they'd be dead. And I can't speak with dead people. Also, that
I mean, not
just
necessarily like
Some
dead, flattened, just
people
unconscious, so we can grab them. There's neither here nor there.
The pirates could. I thought it was a parlor trick at first.
Where things are with the other group is neutral at best.
They know
But-
more than they've let on.
So Ralph, what exactly
Or
do you need to
maybe
do to make sure
They
that you don't get
didn't
in?
know how you would react.
I need to go check in with the tribunal.
Where can we do that?
You gotta get your permission slip signed.
Yep. I hate it
Good
that
one,
way,
Donkey.
but yeah,
Urlock would be better. It's closer.
it is. It's
And time's already passed long. How long did they give you?
there wasn't like an exact date. It was more like within a reasonable amount of time.
Well,
I probably have like a few days
whose
before
scale of
people start getting
reasonable?
concerned.
And they'd be pretty happy that you like kill a Manticore, right?
I don't think that's relevant.
What if
I don't know what is really.
you save the
To be
basin?
honest, I don't really know what you do.
It's tier. It's usually, if they say come back in a reasonable time, they usually mean 2 to 3 business days.
There
What's a
are-
business day?
Bingo.
It's like a
Here's the problem.
24-hour cycle between Monday and Friday.
I don't know who's in charge of what's going on in the basin right now. That's kind of outside of my immediate purview. It's possible that people have already been dispatched, or maybe it's a no man's land. Ralph's gonna think about it real hard for a second and be like,
Okay.
is the basin even like within the normal tribunal's route?
No.
No.
It's like outside of it
The
completely.
basin is so there was very briefly a clan that kind of loosely controlled goblins and sort of like set things right. There was a war between the two sisters
Yeah.
of that clan that like threw the entire basin into chaos, and it's never really recovered from that. So it's kind of this very lawless area.
Yeah, so it's not like there are rules and regulations down there. Maybe I could argue. No, that's gonna.
Ralph, I have a wild suggestion.
What?
What if, when you do have to go back to them, you tell them you were delayed?
By
Manticores and black goo in the basin
And rolls.
12 gems that control the fate of Mythalstrean.
It's okay. He's not been with the Church of Tyr. He doesn't know.
I will check in. We will go by Urlock and see if someone, by the grace of Tyr, will let me go without it being a big problem.
Well, if we don't go, it could equally be a big problem.
We're gonna go to Urlock and then the basin.
Can you remind me, Ralph? What you're with? Sorry, the people of Tyr. What they're called again?
The tribunal.
The tribunal. Is that like, right? The people that go around and arbitrate?
Yeah.
Amongst other things. But
What are the other
you
things?
you would
Can
know,
you
Ralph,
give
that
our-
probably it would be a pretty hard travel, but you could make it to Urlock in 2 days versus Port Tallis, which is still almost a week away. And so that would be a much quicker way to check in. It would be across the canyon,
Yeah.
but then you could just double back and you would be going along and reaching the basin a little faster on the northern side of the canyon.
Is your main post somewhere, or are you just generally traveling all the time for your
I
post?
don't travel a ton. I'm not done yet.
And Urlock is where you would be finishing your training. You would be going to a place where everybody knows your name.
So, cheers. My
I mean,
Listen,
To be the same, I'm also not done with my studies at the academy.
we need to go. If we go to Urlock, I'll be able to at least talk to whoever I need to talk with. I just am tempering expectations now that there's a good chance I won't be able to go.
To the
But at
basin?
the very least, I will be able to. Well, at least not with blessing.
Well, who's
but-
blessing?
The blessing of the tribunal.
Why not Tyr?
Yeah, how come you don't just ask God?
Go around in forever.
This can go around. Okay. Let's.
Sir Voss, I'm going to both
I
of you.
just mean,
Yeah.
I would like to speak to your manager.
if something important is happening
Let's
at the basin,
Go to Urlock. At the very least, maybe we can get some information or supplies. If nothing else, if I can't leave the Anacrean Alliance, maybe then we follow up at Portalis or something else.
Okay.
I've
Is
never
that
been to
okay
the
with you,
Urlock
Emmy?
before.
Yes.
Is it nice? You didn't really talk about it in your letters.
And a big part of that, Ralph, is because it really depends. There are two people in Urlock that really determine whether it's nice or not. If you are to run into Sir Edris, you would probably have a pretty okay time. They probably would tell you that you messed up. They're pretty blunt. But they would probably do their very best to help you and probably, at the very least, take your word that you were trying your best. If you run into Sir Voss, it's a very different story. And there isn't a non-zero chance that you end up in jail.
Let's just say I will be doing a lot of praying in between here and there. And hopefully that means Tyr will bless us.
If you run into Sir Voss, you've actually heard the words that he will likely say. He typically views failure not just as incompetence, but as betrayal of the tribunal's views. And so, he is a by-the-book person in an organization that is extraordinarily by the book.
okay.
Ralph. Do you think that Serax was murdered? Because would investigation of whatever happened to Serax be within your purview?
Once again, I am not finished.
What if we charge you with it?
Ooh,
I know what
I
she
charge
means.
you to help us.
Do I know what she means when she says she's not finished?
Yeah, so you look over at
By Tyr.
Ralph. And Ralph, what color cloak do you wear?
It's probably like a relatively bright blue with
Yeah.
patterns on it.
So you know that typically these members of Tyr wear darker and darker cloaks as they gain seniority. Ralph is not what is called a pale cloak. They're not wearing the gray of like the newly initiated.
Ah, right, the pale cloak.
But they're a shade lighter. They're a shade darker. That's it. They're really still learning. And so I would say you
cloaks.
in your correspondence with each other, you would probably know like they typically don't travel alone. They typically move in smaller bands because they're not like fully trusted yet.
But bands of specifically other tribunal people.
Typically, yeah.
Okay. But what does she mean when she says she's not finished? Like with for
I
training or?
do not wear a pale cloak. You may have noticed. And depending on who we find at Urlock will determine whether or not I'm staying at Urlock permanently or not.
If someone respected in the community, like someone who had something to do with his funerary rites, requested assistance in discovering the nature of the crime, and you have connections and you've already investigated, maybe they let you go with a group of others.
We could
It's
ask
gonna
very
depend
nicely.
on who is there.
If
Who's
you
there?
mean me, that may not go as well. You're not exactly.
I can ask them.
Ah, fuck. Is this something you've done or haven't done yet?
We should probably just back up and talk on the way.
I think she's in trouble.
Yeah, that's why. Is this something you've done or haven't done yet?
Yes. She's sweating. We should go.
Double trouble.
We should go. She's sweating.
Twin trouble.
I'm gonna pack up.
We should go. We should go. We should pack up now.
So no insight check needed. Ralph, very unhappy with the idea of returning, but seems to be okay with it. And so as a group, are you packing up and beginning to move back towards the bridge?
So we're going to Urlock and then the basin.
How far was the bridge away again? Hours travel?
No, the bridge is probably you can just barely see it, and it's massive. It's still a couple hours away. After that, the bridge itself,
It's like 2 hours to cross.
probably not quite 2 hours, maybe like 40 minutes. It really depends. The bridge itself is also not in great shape, so you probably want to be relatively careful in crossing it. And then from there, it's probably like a day and a quarter, maybe a little bit less, to Urlock.
So roughly 2-day journey to get to Urlock. So Urlock and
Fast
then
travel.
back to the basin?
Yeah.
I need to pray.
Urlock and then
Excuse
see
me.
what happens.
You want to ride on my shoulders while you pray?
Pray on the way.
I'm going over here. And Ralph is gonna like kind of half stomp away a couple of feet and just make an attempt to clear her mind and pray to Tyr for guidance and hope that he will set the balance so the right so the right member of the tribunal will meet us at Urlock.
Roll a D100.
Is this like a feature or is this...
No, this is Alana determining right now which one's going to be there.
Yeah. Am I going to jail, guys?
Dear God, I hope not.
Good.
I'm going to use the one that actually
We break
has, like,
you out.
correct. 42.
Okay. So, you gather your things.
While
The gods
Ralph is
have
praying,
spoken.
Nora's kind of like gone to the edge of the clearing, like to like stare at the bridge. It's like, I wonder how old it is, like actually.
Well, it came from the Giant's Age.
You know, I heard there's still stone giants that live in the cave around here.
Can Tonki, while we're looking at the bridge, use her feature that lets her do a vibe check on furniture and ground to see if it will hold her?
I think you need to get a little closer. You're still several hours away. So
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
you
we were
can
like
see
seeing it in the
big,
distance.
big arches of stone kind of rising up and out of the mist, and that's it. This canyon is so broad, swathed in the mist of this continent, and especially in the early morning as the heat rises and brings this temperature up, you can't see the canyon itself. It is just little edges of the bridge and then just a vast, endless mist. Little bits of trees kind of poking out here and there.
No, but like exactly how old? It's got to be thousands of years old. And,
At least.
And what does it see? Do you think maybe there's like? I know there's some strange giant treasure things. At least that's what all the stories say. That some like giant treasure can be found in hidden old giant places. I wonder if there's any there.
Me would like to find giant treasure. Me only ever found small treasure.
It might fit you.
Hiding it under a bridge.
We should be careful. Again, I heard there's
don't-
still stone giants in those caves.
We don't want to find treasure under the bridge. Treasure under bridges is generally bad.
But treasure on a bridge would probably be taken already.
Not unless it was hidden. You said it was kind of
Well, it's
fallen down a little
giant.
bit. There might be something underneath. Maybe
But
in
you
the
just
stones.
said don't under the bridge.
No, under a
I'm
stone on top of the
confused.
bridge.
A stone under the bridge on top
No,
of the
under
bridge.
a stone.
We are
on
sort
top
of
of
Under
while
the
we're doing
stone.
this.
Yeah, we're absolutely.
At this point, Ralph would come back and be like,
Oh, I
Just,
thought
like,
we were sorting in this whole
grab the
time.
wizards and kind of like shepherd them, be like, we're moving.
I mean,
You
kind of
move.
doing this.
Become one with the wizards.
You move your wizards.
As we're walking, can
I'm
Tonki
part
be
wizard.
on the lookout for Mommy Manticore?
Make a perception check, sure. Certainly can. Probably a good idea.
Nora is
probably also
passively
be-
aware of things.
9.
Okay. You keep a sharp eye out, Tonki.
Me looking for Mommy Manticore. She not gonna sneak up on us.
That's a good idea.
And Tonka, you check behind every tree, behind every rock.
Yeah.
Tuli, make a perception check.
Like, she's not looking up at all. She's like,
Hey, that's a little bit better.
Everybody's got to do their part.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Luckily, Tuli, you do keep a good eye out, and you look up above the mist, above the trees, and over the next hour or so, the terrain does become harsher. You see parrots and colorful birds aplenty. Things that are natural to this jungle.
Colorful birds.
You can hear and do see a few monkeys up in the canopy, kind of disappearing into the tree, little bonobos. There's all kinds of stuff here, but nothing that looks like a manticore.
No manticores.
yeah, me not find any here behind the trees.
Another hour kind of crawls past as you travel through, and the jungle recedes even more, with just the occasional tree now providing cover amongst the hills and the rocky clusters that stand in places 20 feet high or more, just almost like mini mesas here. And the day is warm. It reaches the 80s as you travel. But after about an hour, a little bit further away from the jungle, the mist stops clinging to you. You kind of emerge as your elevation rises towards the bridge. And for just a moment, you all stand with better visibility, a bright blue sky overhead with just wisps of clouds casting an occasional shadow across the grass and dirt road. No stones here. So far away from the Anacrean Low Road, this is just dirt that travels towards the bridge. After another hour, at about 10 in the morning, with the road kind of going on and on, a few bones begin to be scattered about here and there, off to the side, but also directly in the road.
Oh. Can I try to identify the types of bones? Do they seem
Make an nature
consistent with
Tuli kind of wanders
the
over to one of the
wreckage
first
of-
bones in the path. Yeah.
As a frame of reference, have we made it back to where we fought the man?
Past,
We're
past,
past here?
yeah.
Okay. Was everything just there as we left it?
More or less, you could see signs that like wildlife has chewed upon some of these knolls. Some of them were dragged off. Actually, one of them fully in a tree with like an arm missing.
Well, that makes sense.
But outside of that, not a whole lot.
21?
Certainly looks like big cats. With a 21, as you look at these bones, this is a human femur that lies in the middle, and there are really distinct marks on it. At first, you think that it's like chewing, but it's not. It's 3 very distinct claw slashes across this bone.
Would I be able to identify some narrowed down, at least, type of species that could create, like, is
These
it
are
bear claw
intentional,
slashes? Or...
Similar, and so I would say having just fought gnolls, they sure seem a lot like gnoll marks.
It's a human's femur.
That really sad.
Is that like a spell thing?
Make an Arcana check.
Did you say? Well, did you say that the bones were like
Who knows?
bleached, like been there for a long time, or?
I didn't say anything about that.
Okay.
Is
Make
that
a
a-
survival check.
Is that a religious
With
thing?
a 1? Hard to tell.
Yeah, are they like remains,
crazy.
or are they part of like, because they had weapons and artifacts that were using bones before.
With
right?
your check about like what this was, you're asking, is this...
Is it like something like this bone is from like skeleton remains of a body from an attack, or is it like a bone of a femur that's in like a pile of something that could be more like ritualistic?
It's not in a pile, but neither is it bleached with like sun, and here in this kind of overhead clearing with no trees overhead, you imagine that it might be also kind of looking around as you reach this point, like where the bone itself is. There's no big pile or any kind of like markings other than just this bone. It seems almost discarded, but the markings are intentional.
I got 19 on my survival check.
Okay. With the 19, you look down and you're trying to determine...
Well, initially I was like, well, does it look like it's been here for a long time, like bleached in the sun, or is it like some things just gnawed the meat off it?
Not all the way off of it. There are still tiny little fragments of muscle and fibrous material that attach to this bone. Especially where the marks have been dragged, you can actually see little bits of marrow, not quite all the way taken out, that just kind of seep
some
through.
form of gnoll communication? Or like a message?
No cell phones.
Well, because it's like, it seems
There was
like
other
the
checks that
bone-
happened over here.
I was gonna
was
see if there
discarded.
could be a religious check.
Make a religion check.
Would that?
You rolled a 1 on your Arcana
Yeah.
check. Hard to tell.
Nora like points at it to Grimgob. It's like, does that look like a spell thing to you? I can't. I
Can I
mean,
make a check?
Make an Arcana check.
it's a huge bone.
It's still got lots of bits.
Natty fatty 20.
Oh my god.
Grim, as you look at this,
Dichotomy of spell work.
when you first look at this, you're looking at it through the lens of a student of the academy. You think about all of the various things that you have seen about really complex spells. And then you start to think about Nora's way of casting magic, just as complex, if not as obviously ordered. And then you start to think about neither of those really match up with this. This is very primitive. But as you've heard stories from your parents of some of the magic of the goblins of the Alberon Valley, there is potent magic that does not come from complex rituals or pretty words. It comes from just ancient connection. And what you are looking at is something more akin to that. This is not overtly magical. This is pseudo-religious spiritual warding that some null creature has put. This is a sign to stay away. And perhaps in this creature's mind, this keeps spirits and bad things, like a Manticore, away. But there is no real magic associated with it. It is the faintest tinge of belief. And that's it.
I think it could be some sort of message.
I relay that.
I was gonna say, didn't
No,
you
t-
just
no,
learn
totally.
that?
I think this seems similar to some of the stuff I've heard about magic in the basin, and I relay what Joe just said.
Okay. I got a 21 on null religion.
Well,
I don't think I would know much about it in the sense of like.
this is not relating to the religion. You do know, I would say, as a member of the tribunal, the Knolls worship a god called Yanu, who like doesn't have like markings or like doesn't really receive worship in the traditional sense. This isn't like a marking of Yanu, though. I would say you are aware of dark rituals that Knolls cast from the remains of living beings. And this is where many of the material plane-bound Knolls come from. Perhaps this man still walks the material plane, but not a man anymore. A little bit of a limp without the femur.
Just a bit.
I don't know how to put this, guys, but do you know where gnolls come from?
The hills?
We had this birds and bees talk before.
When
So, yeah,
mommy Noel
me
and
know
the
where
daddy
Knolls come
Noel
from.
love each other very much.
Do I know where Knolls come from?
I can't tell you how tempting it is to just straight face say, "Oh, the Knoll hole."
You gave in to temptation.
Make a nature check.
Can we all make this nature check to know about Noel's holes?
19.
Different kind of nature check.
And I'm kind of approaching it from like
Birds and bees.
like they are not born, but like made, or like kind of like werewolves. Like werewolves come from being bitten, like that type of thing.
With a 19, confusingly, Grimgob, you've heard a couple different things about Knolls. You've actually heard Knolls can be created through demonic rituals, really fiendish rituals. But you've also heard that when a mommy Knoll and a daddy Knoll really love each other, they do a special dance with their clothes off, and a new Knoll is created. And it strikes you that there may be more than one type of Knoll, and they probably have very different dispositions. One might be capable of everything that you can do, might be a student at a college. The other kind of Knoll, driven by an entirely different mindset, instinct, and really probably different at like a fundamental level. What you are looking at is the latter of those things. This is a creature that was born not of love, but of something far darker.
I worry that perhaps their interaction with the Manticore have driven them to expand their numbers faster than more natural ways will allow. Either way, it's gonna be messy.
I know for one thing. I think this means this ward of theirs means that there are going to be more gnolls in our future.
This whole thing is strange.
Let's keep moving.
If the
We start getting
Manticore
boys.
Yeah.
is also traveling further out, why would the gnolls be worried about it if it's not attacking as close to where they are?
That's a good question, Tula. You wonder that to yourself. For all of you, though, you make your way closer and closer to this bridge. And the ground ahead goes from hilly to a much more flat sort of space relatively abruptly as you kind of crest this hill, expecting to see more up and downs. The ground gives away so quickly that it almost feels like a mistake. This canyon is so wide that you cannot clearly see the far side through the drifting veils of mist, and so deep that as you kind of peer down, your eyes cannot follow it to the bottom. You can see there are birds flying, and that triggers vertigo because they disappear into the mist and they're beneath you. You see just the beginnings of this bridge, gigantic stone structures that rise up and out of the mist. From below, there is air that blows, and you can see the mist kind of swirling along the edge, and the air is cooler as it blows up. The jungle itself does not descend into the canyon itself. You can see it stops maybe 50 feet from the edge. There are places where like smaller shrubberies and bits of grass grow, and places where vines grow over the edge. It clings, mangy little shrub-like trees growing sideways sheer from the walls. But aside from this, maybe like 10 feet down, the growth stops entirely, and it is just stone down into the mist. Cutting across this vast emptiness is the colossal span of stone that is this giant bridge. It is wide as a road and long enough to just vanish. It is split with cracks in its surface. You can see all kinds of damage. There are places where sections sag. But, to your point, Nora, this structure must be thousands of years old.
Ralph, look, there it is. And she like grabs Ralph and like starts running along.
Oh no!
Ralph,
Okay, let's.
Sure enough, semi-impossibly, it stands against the eons that have passed around it, almost defying nature. They remain, and it seems relatively stable. And Tonki, this bridge can hold your weight.
Okay.
For the one of the very
It can
first
hold
times,
me. It can hold anybody.
way before you even get here, you look and you are certain that this bridge could hold your weight. Tonki, this is a bridge where you feel safer than many people feel on normal bridges.
Me got good feeling about this one.
I feel like this isn't necessary, but can I make a history check regarding the origin of the stonework?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Can I get my thing, right?
Link to it.
This bullet point right here.
Let me hand you the rules, please.
Yeah, you do.
This is amazing,
You sure
like
do, you
what
sure
your
do.
characters know documents. It's so good. I like studied mine like it was a textbook.
It was a textbook.
It
and
was.
I know it back and front.
13. Yeah, that's a bridge.
We're all gonna be asking if we get our things.
It strikes you.
Yeah?
You are from a stone crafting family.
Mm-hmm.
And the stones that you are looking at, though beautifully crafted, and you can see signs of walls that at one point stood at least 20 feet tall, crenellations and decorative kind of work. You can see the relief worn from ages of giant faces on these sides. This is beautiful. But you have seen work from stone giants, which you know to exist in caves around here, and this is not that. This is far older. What you are looking at is the work of cloud giants, a race of giants that vanished millennia ago. And they were said to build cities that floated in the clouds. And seeing this structure on the ground, there is no spans that go from the bottom all the way down to the floor. Likely the reason that this bridge still exists past all of these years is because it is held aloft by giant magic, ancient giant magic that precedes the weave. This is an immensely impressive structure. And as you look at it, there is just so much more to discover here. And part of why is because as the mist kind of, you can see there are mounds of bones all across the front of this bridge. Not just a couple little piles. It feels like a line has been drawn.
And does the bone there also have the on-purpose marks from Knowles?
Are you all walking up to the bridge?
Nora's probably already at the bone section.
Guys, this is Dull Country. We gotta look.
Grimgob nerds out about the bridge.
Oh, this bridge is the. Oh,
As
I know
Ralph-
I said there were stone giants here, but these were they were made by cloud giants.
Nora's
And it's-
visually casting detect magic.
As Ralph is
I think
getting
the bridge
dragged,
is held up by giant magic.
she's gonna be like whipping her head around to be like, there's a Knoll ambush here somewhere.
Make a perception check.
Oh, that's a lot of bones.
Yep,
That's not from the giants.
That's why I'm checking.
14.
With a 14, you look around, Nora just enraptured in this ritual, Grimgob just poking the stone and saying, and here, this rock, da-da-da-da-da, like talking about cloud giants, and that's very distracting. It's... As you look around with the 14, you don't see anything, but your attention is continually pulled away.
Guys, this is not the
5
time.
minutes pass.
I think
Just 5 more minutes.
we need to be careful.
Working on it.
Wait.
I'm still on the lookout for manticores, because
And you rolled a pretty good perception check.
yeah,
Mommy Manticore.
As you watch, truly, really paying attention to what is happening, you don't see anything, but you hear something. In the canyon below the bridge, barely registered for how far below, thousands of feet down through mist, through jagged stone, barely echoing off, you hear the sound of wheels,
heels.
and then you don't. Almost impossibly far away, that must have been, but something traveling through that canyon.
Can I look down and see if I can see anything?
You're walking
or
right
is
up to the
it-
edge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck it, we ball.
You walk up right to the edge, to the
I hope
skeletal
someone looks
structure
for
of
that
giant
ball.
stone. You can see as you come up to the edge, this huge giant's face in relief. The mouth open, almost blowing wind. You imagine, like, as the wind actually swirls, it's almost like the mist blowing out from it. This beautiful design works with nature to create this effect. And you look down. You can see maybe 40 feet and then just swirling mist. Are the rest of you approaching this place? You all
Well, this
walk
is the
up.
bridge. We made it.
We should be wary, because that's a lot of bones, and that's a warning.
And Nora,
I cast mage armor on myself.
these plates of arcane armor appear for a moment before fading to invisibility. And Nora, you finish casting this ritual, Detect Magic. And just down and down and down, and almost stretching 100 feet into the mist, farther than you can physically see it, this entire bridge is magical.
Do you see the giant magic? What does it look like? Describe it.
And it refracts almost in this crackled way, shifting light unnaturally, even for magic. You get no school. This magic predates the weave.
What school is it?
Giant.
Are there any like? Is there any
Most
writing
giant
in
magic
giant
is based on
anywhere?
runic
Like
structure.
either runes or just like language.
Now that you're directly up to the bridge, seeing the kind of first span stretching out where the jungle kind of clings to the sides, but I would say make an investigation check.
Yes, good.
You step up to the pile of bones
That's
laid
an
out by Knowles.
8.
And with that 8, it's kind of distracting because you are looking at what must be at least a dozen dismembered humanoid individuals.
Damn.
You can see the signs of a tiefling's horn on part of a crushed skull, the eye socket still visible.
Sorry, a what?
That's pretty distracting.
Like a tiefling skull. Or a crushed horn, sorry. No, I would never.
And what was that, Chuck?
What did I get?
Yeah.
8.
Hey, Can I get one of those Manticore spikes?
Yeah, Grimmy. Yes. There you go.
Okay.
Guys, if we're gonna cross this, we better cross this fast. I don't like it here.
Yeah, I guess it's relatively safe.
I
The
mean,
bridge?
besides the
Very
Manticores.
safe. No safer bridge in the world. See? And Tonki's gonna be like, okay, time to go. Okay, and she's
Wait, let
gonna
me take
step
the
out
lead.
onto the bridge.
Actually, no. Take the lead, but hold this up.
Oh,
He
okay.
passes you back the Manticore thing.
Knowing that this is like giant magic and that Tonki is referring to like all this, like looking for like sigils and
Sure.
we've lettered before.
Sure.
Does Tonki also have like giant magic on her, or is that not?
No. Okay. A little different here.
As we... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, so Tonki just steps out onto the bridge.
Yeah, and she's holding up a Manticore spike.
He told me to hold it up, so it literally just
Listen,
all the
we
way
know
up.
that
Spike.
the Manticore is the enemy of the gnolls. Maybe we can, I don't know, work with them to kill the Manticore mom, or at least let them know that we've got rid of a threat for them. They'll let us pass.
Enemy of me, enemy
You hold
is
that up
me
so I can
friend.
look around for some giant writing. And as we walk by on the bridge and walk by, I'm just gonna look around for giant writing.
Just everybody walking onto the bridge.
Looks like.
Okay. You all walk, led by Tonki, holding the quill of a manticore high like a trophy.
Just tell me when we can put it down, okay?
Okay.
But Tonki, also, if you see any writing on the bridge, please let me know.
You watch for writing, you watch for manticore, you watch for stone.
I watch for giant writing.
I
For
watch
nice,
for
because I read
gnolls.
You watch for gnolls. One thing that none of you have watched for
Uh-oh.
is traps. Can I have everybody make a dexterity saving?
We are new adventurers and we don't have a rogue. This makes perfect sense.
Where's Ori when you need him?
Damn, he's doing it.
Natural 20.
Very nice.
17.
I'm so amped up.
Oh no.
Hey, Grim,
11.
with your level up, did you take Featherfall?
I had Featherfall already. I
Thank
used
God.
it in
I got a
campaign
6.
0.5.
Okay.
I got an 8.
Okay. Grim
20, I think 1? Yeah, 21.
and Emmy, sorry.
17.
Emmy, Grim, and Ralph.
Saw some
the
giant
three
writing that
of
said,
you
watch out.
walk relatively carefully, all looking for either writing or manticores, really, or gnolls, really just trying to keep an eye out. And so you do see places on the bridge that look a little odd. They aren't just crumbling stone, there are patches of dirt, and that's weird. Tuli, Nora, Tonki.
Yeah.
Each of you steps onto one of these patches of dirt. And the dirt crumbles as the tarp beneath gives way, and each of you plummets only 5 feet into a concealed pit of sharpened wooden stakes. Each of you tumbles down, and for each of you,
It's so upsetting.
you take 6 points of piercing
Ah,
damage.
my leg!
And that, my leg, echoes in this canyon.
I'm sorry, you say 6.
And as this noise echoes in the canyon, often in the distance, you can hear from the far side of the bridge.
Oh no.
I hate
And
this.
you imagine that though this was a relatively small amount of damage, no longer are you hidden by the mist on this bridge. You might want to move faster.
Whoever of the three of you is closest kind of kneel down and help get them out of the
Yeah.
hole.
Once Tonki's up, she'll also.
An
oh, no.
arrow lands in the bridge, just
Oh, dear.
far from any of you. They're shooting at disadvantage, but from far off in the distance, they are slinging large arrows your direction.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna
Wait,
start
me
trying to pull
holding
Nora out of the pit.
Fuck,
So
I
you
can't see from
begin
here.
to move, and you can hear all overhead, all going further than you are, as you have managed to move past this range of fire. You can hear laughter, though, in the distance. You can hear laughter beneath you, thousands of feet beneath you. It is like this canyon echoes, though perhaps more voices than you were immediately aware of. And you pass 60, 70 feet. If you look back, there is mist that shrouds the end of the bridge, and no matter which direction you look, there is just stone bridge or the abyss off to either side. But about 50 feet in, close to the sort of place that you had lost sight before, you get to a section where there is a huge pile of rubble. It blocks the bridge, but easy enough to climb over. It's difficult terrain, but not hard to do out of initiative. Are you beginning to climb over this bridge?
I think Ralph
Or this
would.
impediment?
Ralph would be like, we should at least look over it and try to get to the top, not fully cresting it, but trying to get a sight line over.
Make
the
a
top of
perception
it.
check, Ralph. Ralph, you climb this mountain of rubble, places where columns have collapsed. You can see these giant stone faces cracked down the middle.
8.
And you slowly get to the top. And as you crest, you can see maybe 50 feet off where the mist swirls at the edges of your vision, and you can barely make out beyond that. Most of the bridge is in pretty good condition, but you can see that beneath elements of fallen stone, there is a tiefling. Almost certainly a corpse. By the pallor of the skin, almost certainly not alive. But you do see clothing, leather armor, pierced by a few dozen arrows. They're not looking especially good, but they do wear chainmail. They do have a fine-looking steel longsword there. And you do see elements of perhaps something a little bit more colorful as well. But that is just like right in the center. They certainly did not take caution in crossing this bridge. You can just walk around on either side, no problem.
There's a pincushion of a corpse in front of us.
We should probably stay low. We probably shouldn't stand high.
Yeah, watch out for dirt.
Who is the lowest AC?
Hi.
Jeez.
What is your AC?
I don't
10.
know. Yeah.
Nora says, we should probably hurry as she comes up, and Nora, right into your leg, a longbow arrow sinks in. Almost impossibly, it strikes you. And can you make a Constitution saving throw, please? You take 5 points of piercing damage, and this is to not scream.
I screamed so loud.
Nora shrieks with pain, and you can hear howls of laughter, and the gnolls zero in further. You imagine they're getting a little easier to hit you.
Nora looks like shit.
Taki's gonna pick her up and carry her.
You pick her up.
Where are we on the bridge? Like, how long is the bridge and where are we on it?
You don't properly know. You're at least 200 feet in right now, and you still can't see the end.
Okay.
So you are seeing mist on one side, mist on the other.
I see.
I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Nora,
Okay.
and then concentrate on it as hard as I can.
The
and
arrow sinks in, and you reflexively grab your sister and cast Shield of Faith. This arrow just cracks and falls away from your leg in this moment. You feel a little bit more protected.
How wide's the bridge?
The bridge is 40 feet wide.
40
plus
feet
2
wide.
degrees.
Correct.
Okay.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Tonki picks up Nora, kind of dragging her. You continue to push everybody moving over this bridge line.
Baby.
You move. And as you clear this kind of mound of rubble, the mist becomes more broken by statues and sections of wall that are a bit more intact. You can see stone columns that suggest central supports once held a ceiling over this entire bridge that no longer exists. And encrusting these pillars are more of these leering faces that the wind blows and swirls tendrils of mist by and makes them seem to almost breathe. And are you just rushing through here, trying to get through as quick as you can? Or are you trying to sneak through?
Nora's on a back.
I think,
Taki's not very sneaky, so Taki's first instinct would be just to run. but-
yeah, I think Ralph's as well. So unless someone specifically is like, hey, we should sneak, I think she would just kind of try to push on.
Can I have
quickly.
everybody make a perception check? You rush into the mist across this span,
Can we
more
see
intact.
them yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, the girl.
That's what I've been missing today.
Okay.
Not 20.
Hey!
14.
We wizarded.
17.
wizarded.
You begin to rush.
Oh, it's okay. We
Mine's,
made a W.
16. Yeah, 16.
With a 16, with a 17, Emmy?
13.
13.
14.
With a 14, the four of you see nothing. But,
The wizards.
Grim,
Wizard's eyes.
Nora, as you walk or are carried into the mist, as you move, almost impossible to perceive, you hear, and you see one of the smaller stone faces turn. And you can hear in the mist. Would a visual perspective be helpful?
Okay.
I
Statues are moving!
Yes.
Can you guys take your minis off?
Grab me as well, because I have one hand that can't even.
One hand in Candyland.
So we got all of them. How many you got?
I got 4.
I got me.
Okay,
Matt,
we
I'll
got
just
them
need
all.
your stuff off. Though.
Here's
sorry.
M.
Okay. Will help getting it over the microphones and such. Thank you.
I got it.
Okay. Thank you all.
Got it.
I do now.
Do you have your umbrella?
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah. Watch your glass.
I'm so glad I actually set this up. I almost didn't. Well, because I didn't know which. There's so many ways you guys could have gone.
Still could go.
Funny, we also didn't know which way we were going to
I
go.
know, it made it really tough for me to set up this week. So,
I was half convinced we
there's
were
no
going to be
grass
dead.
here. There's just mist swirling on either side. But this is a big enough board I had. This continues off either side, and you are going to place yourselves anywhere in this general region.
Okay. I
You
don't like
are
all
moving
them.
in this direction.
Visibility is roughly 10 feet in front of us.
You can see about 40 feet here. And so you're seeing now as you move just Grim and just Nora right now, some of these small stone statues are not giant in make. They're separate. And as this swarm of gargoylettes begins to move, this is where we're going to end for the evening, as it is 10 o'clock. But when we start, before we roll into initiative, because Grim and Nora, with a natural 20, were able to spot creatures that theoretically are impossible to spot, you are not getting surprise rounded.
Hooray!
And we will begin next session rolling for initiative. Thank you for joining us for this session of A Tale of 12 Gems. We will be back next week, but please stay safe. It is wild out there. And if you can't wait that long, join us on Sunday at 11 a.m. for Iron and Thorn. Whatever you do, stay safe. We'll see you then. Goodbye.
Bye.